Friday. It is Stash Wars Live. Mike the Sig Slayer chilling with my main villain, Mark the Honorable Villain. What up, man?
What's up, man? Friday night, all chill, man. Ready to talk? Get our draft ready, man.
Yes, man. Oh, yes. We are having a fantasy draft tonight, guys. You guys normally have a fantasy football around, Labor Day. But hey, every Memorial Day weekend, we're gonna have a comic book fantasy draft. All right. So I'm a big football fan, and so I know around Labor Day, everybody's getting their last minute a draft day selections in for football. But so for Memorial Day, we're gonna talk about comics, man, and we're gonna talk about who is our dream team collaborators for what title. So in other words, we're gonna pick a title, and it's gonna be from classic legacy characters, right? And who do we think is going to be, or who will we select and choose to be the ideal dream team for that book? And so we're going to go over some books, and we definitely want you guys to chime in. So definitely let us know who's going to be your dream team collaborators and what title. Is it an indie title? Is it a Marvel title? Is it a DC title? So we're going to break that down a little bit further down the line on the show. But then also, guys, while you're here, smash that like button and please subscribe to the Sig Slayers station. We are a new channel, and we're trying to get as many subscribers that are into the whole comic book thing. And so please smash that like button. Once you get into the live, smash the like button and say what's up in the chat, man, because we're going to have a lot to talk about tonight. The first topic, Mark, is the picks of the week, right? And no disrespect to Los Angeles Comic-Con, but I kind of call Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario, California, Mark. I kind of call that the de facto LA Comic-Con. What are your thoughts on that?
They always bring like must-sees. They always bring like good talent that's like, damn, I got to go out to Ontario. Even if you don't live in Ontario, it's kind of the same distance from Ontario to me to Los Angeles. They're both like an hour. And they always bring someone where it's like, I got to go see them. I got to buy a ticket. I got to go see them. And this year, those two were Mark Bagley and Chris Bachalo. If you guys see the Instagram, we did a quick interview with Chris Bachalo. He gave some good ideas about the start of Vertigo and everything.
Oh, hold on. You going too deep, man. I just asked one question about CCR, and you went in deep. We go in there in a second. I'm just saying about what are your thoughts about Comic-Con Revolution in general in comparison to LA Comic-Con? That's where we at right now. You went all, you're already blowing the load.
And then if you're a like multimedia guy, I know a lot of people like going to see like the celebrities and like voice actors. Like Comic-Con Revolution had all of like the Teen Titans there, I think, except Starfire, and then they had like Brandon Routh there. So I guess
Brandon Routh, that's Superman, and then he's the Atom on Legends of Tomorrow.
LA Comic-Con has more people like that. They'll have like
the celebrities and all of that.
They'll have the celebrities. They'll have Christian. What's his name? Christian Hedison.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Anakin.
Oh, Christian Hedison. Yeah. Anakin Skywalker. Yeah.
And then Ewan McGregor. They'll have stuff like that, and they'll have like whatever.
Well, here's what I say, Mark. The main difference to me between LA Comic-Con and Comic-Con Revolution is the community. They both have their celebrities and all that. You're right. Comic-Con Revolution is more voice actor driven.
Yeah.
But I feel that they do a better job of getting those diamond in the rough artists. You mentioned Chris Bachalo. He's only been there like once or twice, but they'll also get John Cassaday's last West Coast appearance was at Comic Con Revolution, not LA Comic Con,
Yeah.
not San Diego Comic Con. You see what I'm saying? So Comic Con Revolution, even though it's a smaller con on the outskirts of LA, it's not even in LA. It's in the IE. So I want to say it's San Bernardino County, I think, or I think it's San Bernardino,
I think
or is it LA?
I think it's still LA County.
So Ontario still LA? Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's on the outskirts. It's not like a sexy area or anything like that, but it's a low key show. Chris Claremont would go there, and so when you wanted to see Chris Claremont in LA, that was his annual trip. So Comic Con Revolution is the place to go if you're a part of the community here. And this is Mark, right? Like you're showing around. There's Dustin Wynn. There's that guy again right there.
Yeah.
Dustin Wynn. Did you interact with Dustin?
No, his line was packed, and I was only there for a few hours, honestly, and most of the time I was waiting for Chris Pachalo. I was right there in front for his line, to waiting for him to show up. And so a lot of the other guys that I see often, I gave a little less attention. I see Dustin all the time. He's a LA head.
Yeah, and then we got Jamal, and then Lucas Cobell. I think that was the first time they met in person, right?
I think it might have been. Yeah, I think, yeah, he flew over and everything. So that was cool. That was cool that they had a tandem signing together.
Yeah, tandem signage. Shout out to Anansi Comics. Represent, man. He pretty much be Jamal. He pretty much be at all the LA shows and representing, man. I think that's dope. And then you got the whole table. And this is probably the only time you can get Lucas Sigs with Jamal. And so I thought that was cool that they were there and that you covered this table. And as always, they're homies of the channel. So, we're always going to big them up. I got to give me one of those Anansi comic shirts, man. That red one is fire.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned Chris Pachalo.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but because I hear it pronounced so many different ways. But okay, what was this, man? Who did you have him draw? Was that Elsa from Frozen?
Man, that ain't mine. That's not my drawing.
So you don't even know who it was?
The guy before me, it's he's drawing Death right now, but the guy before me is kind of like how Chris collects
Endless.
all endless stuff. So he's butting heads with Chris, So this guy's got in competition with Chris. So
that's Death.
Yeah, it's Death.
Okay, so how much was he charging for these?
For those, I think they were 50. So he considers that a remark.
Okay, yeah, don't you? I mean, it looks like a remark to me. What do you guys think in the chat? Is that a remark?
That's a pretty good remark, though. Some people,
yeah, but it's open for interpretation. I think the bigger your ego, the less you can do, and the more you can charge for a remark. And then if you're cool and you're chill, you give people their money's worth. To me, an artist is Bill Sienkiewicz, right? Yeah. And his remarks are freaking works of art.
Yeah, he'll do a crazy remark, but still, I think he charges what, like one something for a remark, right?
Yeah. He charges. It keeps going up.
Miller's remark is like that, and it's $250 or something, So
who's paying for Frank Miller remarks, guys? Let me know. $250 for Frank Miller, whatever. Who's paying $250 for a Frank Miller remark? Let me know that. Somebody say something in the chat on that. I'm curious. So yeah, back to CCR. It looked kind of chill. What was the crowd like? What was the biggest line? Who was the biggest draw there as far as the people?
So like I said, the two biggest draws were Chris Pachalo, and he even announced on social media, he said that, I'm not going to do a lot of conventions anymore. This might be my last California appearance. So I think that was something that really pushed people to go to that line. And then Mark Bagley, like a lot of the older heads I was talking to, they said that they never met Mark Bagley. So I guess he never comes out to the West Coast, and I guess
He rarely. I met Mark Bagley. I want to say at WonderCon one year, but yeah, it's true. He doesn't show up often.
and I guess he hardly show up to cons at all.
I just saw him in Memphis last year, so it's hard. It's kind of I can't really speak on my little anecdotal experience, but
Yeah,
it was the first time I seen him in a while. But in my defense, Mark Bagley is mostly a Marvel guy, and I don't got a lot of stuff from him.
yeah,
So even if he was at a show, he wouldn't be like first priority for me to go see. Even though I saw him last year, um, and I got some SIGs from him and got some cool footage from him. But yeah, Mark Bagley is yeah, he's another legend. And I thought I had some Mark Bagley footage. I forgot to upload that. But yeah, check out our Instagram, Stash Wars Comics on Instagram. We got a bunch of footage. We got Chris Pachalo interview. You see him sketching here, but we have an interview with Chris Pachalo on Instagram right now. Yeah, shout out to Mark the Honorable Villain for capturing this footage. And yeah, so this is Stash Fans Picks of the Week, guys. We are what up, Tino? 73 is in the hizzy. Yeah, we're going over the Stats Fans Pick of the Week. Comic-Con Revolution in LA, more specifically Ontario, California, deeper in the devil's butthole. It's hot as hell out there. Was it hot in CCR last week?
uh, yeah, but but it's not. I don't think it's that different from L.A. It is San Bernardino County though. I looked it up well. Cut off mine.
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so this was the first time you kicked it with David, right? Man, this is a sick ass Jim Chung right here.
Yeah, I've met David before, but I've never seen him. I haven't seen him since he joined the channel, and so this is the first time I'm like actually kicking it with him, talking to him, really chopping it up. I thought
Right, man.
I thought that was some great work that he was doing right there, man.
Yeah, man. This Jim Chung Batman Who Laughs. Yeah, this is time lapse. You're gonna see this. Do you cover this whole piece, right?
Yeah, it's like he did it in like 13 minutes. Yeah, he did.
So yeah, you guys are seeing a master at his work coloring another master, Jim Chung. But shout out to David Barron. Check out the latest episode of The Process. That dropped last week, and then we're dropping another episode in June in a couple weeks, and that's going to feature Lee Garrett, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, he's already killing it already. As you can see, this is fire. Let us know what you guys think about Jim Chung. This is an awesome Jim Chung sketch covers. Let us know if you guys get sketch cover commissions at cons. I think a sleeper commission is getting the colorist. Do you ever get color work done on your stuff, Mark?
No, I haven't yet. I even forgot. I told David that I have a Jacques Joker that I wanted him to do, that I've been wanting him to do. I just keep on forgetting to bring it, so I'll get that done someday.
This dude is killing us, man. Yeah, this is the left-handed assassin, David Barron. Been in comics since the age of 14 at Wallstorm. Longtime DC color artist, but he also does indies, doing some stuff. Actually, I can't even say. My bad. I can't even say right now, but he's doing some interesting stuff. And on a lot of different imprints, image work as well. And so you're gonna see David involved in some cool projects this upcoming few months. But as you can see here, he is blessing this Jim Chung, man. I mean, he's killing it. I don't know. I would have screwed up by now. What about you?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you know what? I don't. I'm trying to think. Do I have? I have a David sketch. Like, he did a Joker for me,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's colored though. I don't think it's colored. But yeah, he did a Joker for me. Um, actually, when I first met him,
I've been wanting to do it. My Mighty Mike was talking to me about like he's like, dude, that's the next level thing, man. He's like, that's when you're complete baller when
David Barron in the hizzy.
you're getting sketches.
David Barron.
Oh, and the other piece I want to get, I have that Frankie from Hyde Street, the one that Danny Mickey inked.
Yeah, Danny Mickey. Yeah.
Yvonne did, Danny Mickey inked. I got to get Brad Anderson on that, you know.
Oh, to get him to color it. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Like a straight Ghost Machine commish, and that's early on. That would be dope, man. So Comic-Con Revolution, definitely worth going to if you guys are in the LA area. And most of the homies, most of the LA heads already go to Comic-Con Revolution. So it's there. But if you're kind of on the fence about going, I say go. It's low key. The two longest lines there. Which were two longest lines?
Chris Pachalo, Mark Bagley. And then other people that were holding the line were, you know, David had a big crowd around him at times, and then Dustin Wynn, like I couldn't get to him. Who else? Like Todd Knock and then Joshua Casera kind of had like a big line, enough for me to be like, fuck, I don't have time. And then I had to go. So I don't know. I couldn't find Dan Reba though. I could not find Dan.
Oh, you didn't see Dan Reba? All right, guys, we're gonna do this like we always do here. Hey man, put in your hashtag Stash Wars Live. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. Let's get it going. Magic number. What did we do? What was it? It was 25.
Yeah, I think last time.
I think we're gonna do 25 again tonight. Just because this is an impromptu. We weren't even supposed to be doing a live, but I just wanted to do a live because there's so many things to talk about. And by the time we get back going in June, you know, the topics would be kind of over. So I wanted to talk about it. So yeah, put in your hashtag Stats Wars Live. Space Case Collectibles is in the house. Okay. Put in your hashtag Stats Wars Live, y'all. We're about to get going. And yes, we will announce. You can go ahead and put in your hashtag Stats Wars Live, and we'll get that going. All right. So now we're going to move on to our second topic because, yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Next week, Fan Expo Dallas. Okay. And as we try to do Comic-Con previews to give you guys heads up on anything that we may know that pertains to that show, and so that you can be the most prepared you can be for the convention seasons. And so next week, Fan Expo Dallas. And I would say Fan Expo is the biggest Comic-Con organization, probably.
Yeah.
Probably in the world. Just because they do things in Canada and they have so many shows across the United States. And so the next one, last week it was Philly. Okay. So last week was Fan Expo Philly. Next week, it's going to be Fan Expo Dallas. And as we always do, true to form, we want to go over that. Put in your hashtag Stats Wars Live, y'all. Thank you, guys. 25 is a number because this is an impromptu show. I'm not going to bump it up to 30, not until we're back, because this is an impromptu. So 25 is the magic number. We get that. Who win a prize? But right now, we're going to share this tab instead, right here, and we're going to talk about Fan Expo Dallas.
You haven't been to Dallas, right?
Huh?
You haven't been to Fan Expo Dallas, right? You've been
No, I almost went last year because I wanted to see Qbert.
Yeah.
But I didn't see him. I didn't go, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because like his art prices went up from Philly to Dallas. So I would have been in for an unpleasant surprise. But here we go. We have Scott Snyder, the writer of Absolute Batman, who he's going to be there. Okay, I think he. Hello, let me just say this. Hold on, let me say this. You already cut me. I think he listened to us, guys. Scott Snyder is appearing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I don't think his line is going to be as problematic. What were you going to say, Mark?
I was going to say, what's this disclaimer that it says? Is that for everyone that it says that?
Okay, guest, subject, cancellation, change. Yeah. It'll say that. Let me see. Okay. We're going to keep going. Ryan Otley's going to be there. Yeah, it's on all of them.
I thought it just said it for Snyder. I was going to say.
Well, that was just our first one we clicked on, so I could see that. But Ryan Otley, this guy. Okay, here's a question, Mark, and for the chat: was Ryan Otley a superstar artist before the show Invincible? Because he's definitely one now. And I just bought the Battle Beast blank.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to have it. Like Battle Beast, that's just a dope ass design. So I was like, dude, I might fuck around and get a Battle Beast sketch one of these days. But tell us in the chat, was Ryan Otley a superstar artist before Invincible? I don't know. I honestly don't know. You know, he did a lot of indie stuff early on and made his cheddar, man, and more power to him. But I'm curious about that. Let us know about Ryan Otley. He's going to be there at Comic-Con Revolution. Greg Capullo, and just so you guys know, we're doing the tiers, and Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo are both in tier 1. They're $10. Okay, $10 a signature. Okay, now for anybody that's going to Fan Expo Dallas and Scott Snyder or Greg Capullo bumps up their signature fee, let us know in future lives because we want to keep this list current. But I just saw both of these guys this year and they were still tier 1, and $15 is still tier 1. But a $5 increase is a $5 increase, and we want that to be known. Let's see what the comments say. Oh, man. No problem, man. So Space Case says no. He's talking about Ryan Otley. He said he wasn't a superstar artist.
Yeah, I wouldn't say either. I think I'm not sure if Robert Kirkman was really a superstar name until the Walking Dead show came out. You know.
All right, now Clayton Crane. What are your thoughts on Clayton Crane? He is a sought after artist, man. Like in the Whatnot community, they love Clayton Crane. I don't get it. I mean, he's talented. Don't get me wrong, but I don't get why he's such a big thing on Whatnot. I've
been to so many cons where he's been at, but I still haven't met him just because I know his prices are kind of high.
I met him during the pandemic, oddly enough, in 2020. It was a rare signing. A shop called something like that. It was in the boonies. Yeah. And he was there and only had him sign one book. But yeah, he talented guy. But
what book do you have that? What book do you have that he did?
Oh, Clayton Crane did a variant cover of Batman 77, The Death of Alfred.
Okay.
So I got that done. Donnie Cates. Okay, Donnie Cates is back in the mix after a little hiatus away from the convention scene. I'm seeing him make multiple appearances across 2025. And here he is. And let me know what you think about Donnie Cates, because we're gonna be drafting a dream team, a collaborative team for titles in the next segment. And so, what are your thoughts about Donnie Cates? You know, and who would you pair him up with? Because we're going to be talking about that. Who should we pair up with? What artist should be with what writer? Because I think it's more about that. I think it's really pairing the right artist with the writer that's going to suit that skill set. You know, for Invincibles, that exactly. I think and Tino 73 is talking about Ryan Otley. The question that I asked was Ryan Otley a superstar prior to the Invincible? And it seems like it's the general consensus is that no, he wasn't. But hey, the Invincible was an indie though. So hey man, when you hit a home run on a creator owned, that is when you can say, hey man, you made your thing happen. Stegman and Cates, dynamic duo. Okay, so Stegman and Cates, that's a dynamic duo. Who is Ryan Stegman at this show? So we got Clayton Crane, Donnie Cates, Philip Kennedy Johnson. I believe he's with Scott Collectibles, and I believe he is tier 1. So Philip Kennedy Johnson is tier 1. And he's doing Batman and Robin right now, as well as Hulk, if I'm not mistaken. Martin Simmons, like this dude, he does convention paintings. Like that's
on the spot.
Huh? Yeah. You know how many?
Really?
You know how many con sketches I've seen this dude do that involve full on paint, full on. Okay.
Yeah.
Martin Simmons, and not that expensive. I would say, if you don't know Martin Simmons, he does Department of Truth with James Tynion for, I think he's from the UK, if I'm not mistaken. But the dude is super talented. And we were talking about remarks and expensive remarks. For the price of an expensive remark, you can get something painted by this guy. You know what I mean? And something fresh, too.
Yeah.
Like something fresh. So, like Martin Simmons, I want to give him a shout out. Let us know. Are you guys reading Department of Truth? Are you guys reading any of that stuff? James Tynion's indie stuff. Rom V. Now I'm hoping to run into Rom, Mark,
Right.
in San Diego. Right? Aren't you?
Yeah, I want to see him again.
Yeah, I want to see him. I haven't read his Detective Comics. I'm gonna buy that stuff soon. And then we got special guests. Okay, Sam De La Rosa. Now he's $20, right? So I think he's tier 2.
Him too. I've never met.
Yeah, Sam De La Rosa. I think for this Lethal Protector, I think it's $20. At $20, that will put you here in this category, tier 2. And these names are, you know, these pictures are just, you know, for example. Speaking of pictures, did you sent me those pictures earlier, right, Mark?
Of the
comic creators?
Yeah.
There we go. You did. Okay. So I'm getting there right now. Comic creators PNG. Okay. So back to this. Gary Camel, you know, Jonathan Glapian, you know, he makes his rounds. I think he's dope. He's doing the Curse of Shirley Johnson. I think that's his drop this week, if I'm not mistaken. I like the artwork in it. I was just looking at that yesterday, actually. Jonathan Glapian. I think I got to get something from him. I think he's next on my I want to get a sketch from list. But Batman. Mike McCone. What do you know Mike McCone for, Mark?
Oh, shit. I don't know Mike McCone. Do I know him? No, I don't know him. What do you know him from?
I know Mike McCone from Green Lantern. And the reason why that's a freaking thing, I got like 4 bastards because Mike McCone keeps like smudging them. So I think this is like take 3 on Green Lantern 26. So like right after he did the issues right after Sinestro Cold War. So it's like the Alpha Lanterns, and then it's like around the time of Final Crisis. So it's kind of like right there in that the Alpha Lanterns and stuff. So he did like 2 fill-in issues, and then they got into Rage of the Red Lanterns. I'm sorry, no, not Rage of the Red Lanterns. They got into Secret Origin. So while Final Crisis was going on, Jeff went and did a flashback story. But Mike McCone did the 2 issues just prior to Secret Origin. But yeah, I got to get these shits done again. That's my whole point. Mike McCone is I don't really know much of him, like I said, and that's but a lot of people love him, and obviously he's more of a Marvel guy than DC. But man, in the art community, there's tons of sketches out there. Mike McCone, James O'Barr, the Crow.
I know. I missed out last year at
He was at Memphis last year when I saw him.
At Memphis. I hope they bring him back. So I'll see, man.
Yeah. Like him is great on Teen Titans and Final Fantasy.
No, Fantastic
Four. I'm thinking of Final Fantasy, video games. And he said, Mike who?
Mike McCone, no? That's what
Mike McCone. There we go. Mike McCone. Oh, yeah. Teen Titans with, you're right. He did Teen Titans with Jeff Johns. You're 100% right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Mike McCone. Yeah, Mike McCone. I'm looking forward to seeing him later on this year. He's going to be at a few shows I'm going to be at. And then so Mike McCone, James O'Barr, John Boy Myers. A lot of people are digging him. He's on the come up. I mean, he's been in the game forever. Don't get me wrong, but he's finally getting his due. So John Boy Myers, Arthur Sudium. Like we're gonna have this dude on the show at some point, guys. I can't wait. So yeah, be on the lookout for him. Blacks, what up, my dude? Black Spider's in the house. And I just want to let everybody know, I just had a baby like last week, so I haven't shipped out the prizes. So the prizes are right here, but I'm gonna ship them out next week. All right, I have to have my little bonding time, and my insomnia, baby insomnia, forced baby insomnia. But anyway, it's been great. It's been fantastic. Arthur, hopefully we'll get him on the show sometime this year. I'm hoping. He keeps saying that he's gonna. So, and then, huh?
You've talked to him before about being on the show.
Yeah, for years, man. For years. Peter Tomasi. I think, the Ghost Machine guys haven't been very visible this year. I haven't seen much of the Ghost Machine. I think in the Fan Expo in Canada, I think Fabok was there, and I think Monopool was there. But on whole, there hasn't been like a huge Ghost Machine presence at any of the cons this year, and I can see why, because they're too busy making comics, and that's what we want. But Peter Tomasi, Rockefeller, Hornsby, and Halo. Peter Tomasi, I heard, is now $10. It used to be $5, but that's still tier 1. So Peter Tomasi is still tier 1, $10. Okay, let's see who canceled. Stephen Platt canceled. Werther, he always cancels. But Tony Daniel canceled. Ooh, see, Tony Daniel. Michael Golden canceled. I need to see Tony Daniel this year. So Fan Expo, Dallas. Shout out to Jason, the Southern Comic Geek. I know he's going to be out there. I know he's going to be making some splash plays out there. But in the graphic at the bottom, you see dynamic duo of Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. They will both be there. And Scott Snyder is going to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is not common these days. A lot of times he shows up just on Saturday. And like I've said before, it creates a lot of log jams. But if he's there multiple days, people be able to get their Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's in early, and the lines are a little bit more manageable. So that's something. And then here's another thing that I wanted to mention before we move on to our comic book creator fantasy draft. So put on your thinking cap, Stash fam. We're going to talk about our favorite titles and who do we want to create them. Okay, who are the ideal creators for these different characters? Okay, and we're gonna piece them up all together for you. But before we do that, make sure you guys are smashing the like button too. Smash the like button, and if you're new to the live, please consider subscribing to the Sig Slayers station. I mean, we're only the YouTube home of Doug Mankey Animations, for Christ's sake. Jeez, please subscribe. But in all seriousness, what I was going to say was Scott Snyder mentioned in MegaCon that Metal is going to be a trilogy. So you have Dark Knight's Metal, Dark Knight's Death Metal, and then whatever it's going to be, the trilogy. And we know. Say that again.
What the hell is it going to be called? Dark Knight's Death Metal?
Nah, it's going to be something. It's going to be another play like
new metal.
I don't know, but it's going to be music related.
Yeah,
it's going to be like, you know, Dark Knight's the hair band or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think the new metal is going to be? But I have a feeling it's going to be the Dark Riff or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a musical, like, related type, you know, theme. But the real thought that I had, though, guys, was who's going to be the artist? Greg Capullo is on Marvel right now, right? However, by the time this new third installment of Metal comes out, maybe Greg Capullo was done with Marvel for that time being, and then he hops back over to DC to do that, and then maybe hop back to Marvel to do some other stuff. That might be cool. I don't know. I can't see the Metal series drawn by another artist. I think he, you know, so I think I have my own feelings about the whole Metal thing, but I think that it still should be drawn by Greg Capullo, and that's for certain.
Is he?
Thanks, man, for congratulating me. What's up?
Is he exclusive to Marvel right now?
I don't know, but you know, artists can't do much. They got to do one project at a time.
Yeah,
and so you know, he's on Marvel for Wolverine. Who knows how long, but he's going to be there. Hey, guys, put in your hashtag Stats Wars Live. We will be giving away a prize if we can get 25 entries in, and we'll run the draw. We'll run the draw like we normally do. So hashtag Stats Wars Live. Make sure that you're subscribed to the Sig Slayers station, because that's the only way you'll actually get the prize is if you are subscribed to our channel. Okay, so now, throw those in there. As the wise man, Space Case Collectibles always said, use your hashtag, use your hashtag. Okay, so concluding thoughts on Fan Expo Dallas. I gotta say, if I was there, I'll be finishing off the Batman New 52 run. I think I'm like 6 issues away from having the entire series signed. So yeah. I think the Super Heavy, I need to get the Super Heavy done. Once I get Super Heavy done, then I take that back. No, I'm two arcs away. I need to get all of 0 Year.
Yeah.
And then I need Super Heavy, and then I have the entire New 52 Batman series signed.
You already have Endgame?
Yeah, I got Endgame. That shit's been signed a long time ago. I'm talking even the back issue signed. So I got Endgame like 5-6 times signed.
But I was gonna say that I think with our topic, the fantasy draft, I think that DC editorial or whoever put Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo together, I think that was lightning in a bottle.
So meaning you should have did it one time and left it alone.
Yeah, I agree with that because it didn't work after. I thought it was great for 50 issues, and then they should have probably dropped it after that.
Say that again, Mark. I cut you off. Say that again.
The arc that I like the least is Endgame. So
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of hit or miss in that whole ordeal. But okay, we're moving on to the next topic, guys, and that is who's your comic book dream team? We're about to start this draft up. All right. Let me change the topic here on this graphic right there. Okay. Now, so let's explain how we're gonna do this. Okay. Let's explain. Let me just see. So think about who you guys want to team up together, because I'm curious. We're a group of well-informed comic book fans here, and so let me set the table, and then we'll get started. So first off, we're gonna introduce a title. You guys can name titles in the chat. So name your favorite title. So why don't you do us a favor, guys, and name 3 comic book titles you guys want us to do a fantasy draft with. Okay. So 3 titles in the chat. So that's what we're gonna do. Yes, that's a great question. Living creators, yes, they have to be alive. So not all time. We're talking about people in the business today. So just like in football fantasy, they have to be in the league. Okay, you have to use the creators that are actually in the game, right? And who are the best, right? Who are the best? Will there be overlap? Because here's the other thing, guys. Sometimes we want our favorite writers working with the best of the best artists, right? So that's what I'm curious about. Everybody wants to talk about the artists and stuff, but who are the writers that are going to like set the tapestry down for these artists to, take off on? So that's something that I want to talk about. So first step, guys, name 3 of your favorite comic book titles. And what I mean, these are titles that you traditionally loved for years. They're ongoing. They're mainstay titles for the publisher lines. They're flagship titles. They're things. They're recognizable titles. Name 3 titles. 3 titles that are your favorite that you want us to do this fantasy draft on, because it's going to give us an opportunity, Mark, to really unpack what it is that we like.
yeah.
So this is a think tank. So I hope some creators are watching, because we're going to be unpacking the recipe, the DNA, the fiber of dope shit. So we're gonna find the dope shit God particle. Okay, that's what we're gonna do here tonight. All right, the dope shit God particle. So here we go. We got Daredevil. Ooh, we got Spider-Man. We're gonna talk about Spider-Man anyway. So let's start it off. So Space Case Collectibles, right? Flash was another one. I said Flash too, right, Mark?
Yeah.
So these I told you, these are ones. Space Case, you're like a kindred spirit, dog. So let's start here. Like I said, who is your dream team comic book creators, right? So we're gonna start off. Oh yeah, let me show you that too, just to give people some reference. Forgot we have this overlay here. So here's some people, just random people here. All right. So I see like Gail Simone on here.
Yeah. You got Kirby, Miller,
I see Louise Simonson here.
Millar, Lee,
I see Arthur Adams here.
Moore, Thomas, Mark Millar.
So this is just, a random list. Now, obviously Kirby is not on this. He's deceased. So
yeah,
you got to omit the people that are deceased. But as you can see, there's a plethora. Okay, what about this? What about your favorite indie writers or artists that you want to get a shot on something major, right? Like think about Daniel Warren Johnson, right? A traditionally indie guy, but then he did Beta Ray Bill and became a superstar. And then he got a chance to do the Wonder Woman. And then now, he's doing stuff with Transformers and created this whole popularity again. And so think about this. There are people doing indies that we want to see in Gotham City. Okay, so we're going to start off, Mark, with Amazing Spider-Man. So let me put this in here. All right, let me put this here. Here we go. Spider-Man Dream Team. Here we go. Spider-Man Dream Team, guys. Be thinking about it. Okay, so number one, the criteria. Let's talk about that. Right? We're talking about Spider-Man Dream Team right now, guys. Let's see here. Oh, Mark Millar. Yeah. So who are the best Spider-Man? Who's best suited to write Spider-Man? So we're going to start with the writer first because everything starts with the script, right? So we're going to start off with the writer first. We got Moon Knight. We're coming back to these guys. So Tino 73, we might talk about Moon Knight next and who will be the best. But right now, we're talking about Spider-Man Dream Team. We got Flash. We got Daredevil. So right now, Spider-Man, that's a flagship title, guys. Who would be the Michael Jordan, Spider-Man writer? Who is it for you, Mark?
I don't want to get choices that have already, I don't want people saying Dan Slott, because Dan Slott had his time, Jerry Conway's out of the picture, people like that. Mark Waid has had time on Spider-Man too. So I want to say new people that have never been on the title. I want to say Saber Prasada, we just interviewed right now, and he's killing it on Marvel. I think his Miss Marvel run gave him the chops to run or to write Spider-Man. I think that was like his starter, and then he'll write Spider-Man. And then I want to put another one of the homies on here. I think Baldemar Rivas would kill it on Spider-Man.
Okay, hold on. Let's stay with the writers. So stay with the writers. So because all of our listeners, our watchers are talking about writers right now. Okay, so who would you opt for? Ram V on Spider-Man. Okay, that would be different, right? So, but who would be your number one candidate writer for Spider-Man? You go, then I go.
Saber Prasada. Okay. And mind you, I really think Mark brought up an excellent point. We're not talking about like the all-time best Spider-Man writers alive. We're saying who is the most qualified to do a Spider-Man story right now, today. And it could be from anywhere in the comic book verse. It could be somebody that is writing on a Dark Horse book or something, and you're like, yo, man, if this dude had a shot or this woman had a shot at Spider-Man writing, because we're going to do artists in about 2 minutes, okay? And make sure you guys smash the like button, please. So you said Saber Prasada. Yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to say? A Batman writer?
No. For me, I would want to see Jeff Johns on Spider-Man. I would. And I have an artist to go with him. Now I'm not gonna pick Jeff Johns for everything, guys. So I'm not gonna fuck with your heads like that tonight. Okay. But
Jeff could do it, man.
He could.
Yeah.
And but we haven't seen him do. I think he could do Spider-Man justice, like Peter Parker, and I think he could do with Spider-Man the same thing he did with Teen Titans and Flash and all that. So I think Spider-Man, and he gets it. He comes from the same ilk, the same DNA as Mark Wade. And I think that he would do well, especially him being at Image. He doesn't have that DC allegiance anymore. So if he would want to go and do something with the majors, and I don't think he's trying to do that anytime soon.
Yeah.
But I could see he would probably be more prone to do some Marvel joint than DC, you know. So Spider-Man, that would be amazing Spider-Man too. So Jeff Johns was an amazing Spider-Man, like the OG shit, you know. Okay, so now and then so just so everyone knows, I just want to do here. So I like to see Robert Kirkman on Spider-Man, Donny Cates. He hasn't did Spider-Man.
He did Venom, but you know,
but that's a great point, Tino. Then because then it would be full circle, right?
Yeah.
Now Rick Remender. Now this is something that I was like, yo, he would do a kick-ass one.
But he doesn't do anything for the big two anymore.
This is Dream Team Fantasy.
I know. I'm just saying though.
So stop adding reality to it. You're adding reality to it, and that's not a part of the game. Yeah. It says Dream Team for a reason. Like, yeah, dude, on my fantasy team, I had Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady on it. That's unrealistic. Okay,
man, I'm gonna say Jack Kirby then for everything. I'm gonna say Jack Kirby.
No, they have to be alive. See, you're already cheating. See, you already can't even follow the rules, and you're a part of the show. Come on, man, participate. We're saying people that are alive, right? So now we're talking about artists. Maxwell Prince. Hold on, who's he?
I haven't heard him yet.
Space Case, breakdown. What did Maxwell Prince do? I'm curious. Okay, Mark Miller, Stephen Platt, Scott Williams on Spider-Man. Damn.
Millard did do some Spider-Man before. He did the Marvel.
That's kind of dope though. This here, that's some shit right there. Ice Cream Man. Okay, yeah, that's dope. Hey, but this one right here, bro, I can see some edgy Spider-Man. Okay, so you said Saber Prasada and Baltimore Rivas on Spider-Man.
Yeah, he hasn't done any Marvel work yet, so most of his big league stuff has been with DC. I think he'd kill that title if he switched over, if he went over to them, you know.
Hey, okay, and that's a low key lineup. That's a low key lineup. So you're going for low key, give the underdog a shot so they can make their break, so their talent can be exposed to a more broader audience. So that's what it seems like you're going. Me, I want to see potency. I want to see, you know, the best do some things that they haven't done before to test if they are the best. You know what I mean? Let's see if you crank it up a notch. Okay, so. You said Saber Prasada and Baltimore Rivas. Okay, all right. So now, guys, who is the best qualified artist for Spider-Man right now? Who would you guys want to put in that slot for Amazing Spider-Man? Who would sell like hotcakes? Did Byrne ever do Spidey? Mm-hmm. Hey, I would love John Byrne. John Byrne could do Spider-Man right now. And that shit would be proper as hell. Matter of fact, that's mine. Space Case, Jeff Johns and John Byrne. Woo! That would be hard. Because he knows how to work with the old school. Ram V on the story, Daniel Warren Johnson on the art. What? Damn.
That'd be pretty good.
That would be hard. Who would kill it on Spider-Man right now, guys? Albert Bales just gave us a dandy right here. Ron V with Daniel Warren Johnson. That would be crazy. And then where'd it go, man? This Mark Miller one. Don't sleep on this one. Mark Miller, Stephen Platt, Scott Williams. What?
So you got to read that Marvel Knights Mark Millar run, man. That's where like Eddie Brock sells off the Venom symbiote, you know, he sells it to the highest bidder. There's the Sinister 12 in there. That's a badass 12 issues, man.
All right. This might be good. I might give a prize to the best suggestion because this shit is hot. We got some hot ones, guys. Did Jim Lee ever do Spider-Man? I know I've seen him draw Spider-Man. Like I think he did covers with Spider-Man on them, but a Spider-Man interiors,
I think
like
he might.
for a Spider-Man title.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But he's definitely did like covers with Spider-Man. But I personally don't think Spider-Man would be a good Jim Lee title. Zach on a very see
Yes,
this dude Black Spider. See, he's knowing what's up. Okay, so
the best.
I said Jeff Johns, John Byrne. That would sell. That would sell. We ain't seen John Byrne in years. Like this dude is MIA. Like, and like, dude, if you look at John Byrne stuff in the 2000s when he was with DC, with the Atom, the stuff he did with Gail Simone, that demon story, that he the Edric and Demon story. Like, if you look at that John Byrne stuff from like 06, 07,
yeah,
that shit is hot. Like, John Byrne could draw. Okay, Werther and Delato. Okay, ooh, okay. So Werther, Delato, what writer again? What writer did Space Case Day? Maxwell Prince. Ooh, Maxwell Prince, Werther. Hey, Space Case. Put the whole ensemble together now. So now, guys, put Amazing Spider-Man, and then writer, artist, and whoever, and cover artist. Yeah. I know who Werther is, but I'm saying you would want them on Spider-Man because we're still on Spider-Man right now, and we're about to change. We're about to change the title in a minute, but right now, because I might give away a prize. So for a prize for Spider-Man, put Spider-Man, and then who's your dream team collaborators? Like how would you Frankenstein the dream team lineup for a Spider-Man book? So put Spider-Man and then your dream team. Similar to this. All you got to do is just add the title. So that way I could, when I pull it up on the screen, people to see the suggestion. So put Spider-Man, like Albert Bell's there, Spider-Man's Ram V DWJ. That's fire. This is fire right there. I'm going a little bit because I like also like when Jeff works with some of the old school artists. Like he's worked with Perez, he's worked with Kelly Jones. There we go. See, Black Spider's got it. Okay, so Mark Spears and James Tino is this for Spider-Man? So we're still on Spider-Man. So put the title and then your dream team lineup. So I'm gonna do for one more minute Spider-Man, and then we're gonna move on to the next title, which I have right here. So put in your dream team Spider-Man lineup, just like Black Spiders did, like this. Spider-Man, Mark Miller, Stephen Platt. Now, if you have a traditional artist that needs an inker, you need to think about that too. Similar to Stephen Platt put Scott Williams. Black Spiders put Scott Williams with Stephen Platt, which would be fire. Ooh, Spider-Man Byrne Delato. Damn.
John Byrne writing on that one?
Yeah, he got to be talking about John Byrne writing. Ooh, a Green Goblin done by Mark Spears. Damn. Okay. All right, man. The ideas are flowing. All right, the next title, and by all means, keep woodshedding that Spider-Man. Now we're going to the Flash because I think the Flash. Number one, there's so many ways where directions you can go with the Flash. Wally West is underutilized. Wally West is underutilized. Barry Allen to me is still underutilized. So Flash, I know you have Absolute Flash out right now. I think Jeff Lemire is writing that. But who would be the best person for regular old Flash, not Absolute Flash, regular old Flash, guys? Who would be the top writer for that? Who would be the dream team writer for Flash? Let us know in the chat right now. Mark, who would you pick? Ryder for Flash.
So I think this guy um, just came to DC. You know, he's just started working for DC. He did some really good work for Superman, and then he did some good work for Batman. I want to see his work on Flash. I'm picking Jason Aaron.
Rory Enzo in the place to be. That's my boy, man.
So
So say
Jason
that
Aaron.
again. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm picking Jason Aaron, and Jason Aaron did a really great run on Thor, and that kind of had to do with a little of like legacy and stuff. I think that he would do um, a similar run with Flash, or similarly great run with Flash. You know.
Jason Aaron. And oh my God, Black Spider. Black Spiders is cooking. Black Spiders is cooking tonight. Is it gumbo? Is it jambalaya? What is it, man? This dude is cooking. Jeez. Flash. Grant Morrison back, right? He's back on Flash. He's back on Flash. But he's with Jock this time.
Yeah.
You got Grant Morrison and Jock. That would be some crazy shit right there. Jonathan Hickman. So we got Jonathan Hickman, right? We're talking about Flash now, right? Flash Dream Team.
I think Hickman would do a good job. You know, Flash is.
And you said Jason Aaron?
Yeah.
Let me think about this. You know what? You know who I want to see on Flash?
Who?
Barry Allen Flash? Christopher Priest. I want to see Christopher Priest on Flash. I want some fucking a sci-fi fucking Flash that has a lot of stakes and everybody has to acquiesce to it. Like even Batman has to acquiesce to the Flash. Like the Batman writers have to acquiesce to the Flash. Like he gets the stranglehold on DC like LeBron has on the Lakers right now. Like that's why I want Christopher Priest to have the Flash. I want him to have it sold up like Betsy Ross, man. I want to see that. So for me, I got Christopher Priest, okay, on the Flash. Barry Allen Flash. Okay. So now you went first for the art. And right now you can put Flash and then your Dream Team creators. So you can put Flash, writer, and artist in. So I got Christopher Priest as my writer.
Yeah.
And as my artist for the Flash. Huh?
Go ahead. I want to hear.
I got Michael Cho.
Yeah.
Because I know it doesn't seem like Michael Cho would do something like that, but like he has this cartoony style that I just think that they can do some crazy Speed Force shit with, and just go on like where it's fun to watch. It's high paced. Like how could you challenge Michael Cho, right? And so like Christopher Priest, Michael Cho on a Barry Allen Flash. Oh, here we go, Flash Platinum Ron V. You guys like Ron V like that, huh? You guys like Ron V like that. You see, and that's the other thing too, Mark. I was saying earlier about the overlap. Sometimes you want to see your favorite artist, your favorite writer, be working with the best artist so you get to see the best of those artists. Well, theoretically. But here we go. So we got Stephen Platt again, and we have a Ron V. But now this is for Flash. So we got Flash. We got Flash, Hickman, McFarlane. Oh, jeez.
Hickman would be good.
Whoa, that got huge quick. What?
Hickman would be good because he has the encyclopedia mind like Jeff, like Mark Waid.
Yes. Okay. So that's the other thing. So let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, what does it take to do the Flash, right? Or or Spider-Man, right? So since we're over with the Spider-Man, let's ask this question for for Flash. And to me, you're absolutely right. You gotta know. You almost gotta have like this encyclopedia of like the crises, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a lot of bit of the Speed Force, Hyper Time,
Legacy.
the multiverse, the legacy of the Flashes, of all the Flashes, even the JSA Flash. Then, if you want to do some like JLA stuff, right? There's so much stuff you could do. But I just feel like since they brought Barry Allen back, and I'm talking about really New 52, because okay, I urge you guys to look at Flashpoint, read Flashpoint and Flash Rebirth, meaning the OG Flash Rebirth pre-New 52, and then read all the Flashes since. Like Flash, it seems like they nerfed him a lot. Like he doesn't have the same, to me, the same status as like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. And the Flash was that dude. He was the cornerstone of the DC universe. Please use your hashtag. Thank you. Please use your hashtag. Hashtag Stats Wars Live. We have not announced the prize yet. We got to get to 25. That's what you need to know. So Space Case Collectibles is absolutely right. Use your hashtag, please. See, here we go, man. I love this right here. This is a fantastic comment. Spider-Man needs action, flipping, jumping, shooting. Flash needs sci-fi problems. But then I also think he needs to be a prominent, important character in the DCU again. Okay. And he hasn't had that moment since Flashpoint, right? Like they use a Flash story to screw up DC, right? They use the Flash story to screw up DC, dude. And so I 100% agree with that comment, with that Black Spider said. So with my artist, right? Because like I said, Michael Cho, like I think that I want to see something where it's a very graphic kind of style. I don't want nothing realistic. I don't want nothing that looks too digital and crazy and confusing and convoluted. I want simple lines, simple colors, emotion, right? And I want to see death. Barry Allen is always someone that gets murked. So I want to see somebody go down, right? But I want to see something that involves parallel worlds. And they've been doing that, but it just hasn't been hit me right. I didn't like how they were doing it. But yeah, I agree that where is it at here? This will be crazy as hell. This will be a seller. This Flash Grant Morrison with Jock, that would be a seller. And who knows where that would go? Because like think about Jock. Jock's style is very minimal, very stylistic, and he would have to do a lot to sell the Flash. But he does digital work, so he can do it for sure. So the Flash Dream Team. So let's see here. We got Flash Platt, Rom V. We have Flash Hickman, McFarlane. We have Flash Morrison, Jock. Okay, and then just going on some of the other ones with Spider-Man, we have Byrne and Delato, and the Space Case said ink by Byrne. Okay, that's crazy. Then we got Albert Bales with Spider-Man, Ron V story, Dane Warren Johnson on the art. You said Saber Prasada and
Riva.
Don't tell me. Now tell me what's his name. I forgot.
Baltimore
Riva. And Baltimore,
yeah.
Right? And I said Jeff Johns and John Byrne. And do me a favor, write ours down.
Yeah.
Write ours down. So I got Byrne Johns, you got Prasada and Rivas, and then for Flash, I said I want Chris Priest and Michael Cho.
Chris Priest.
I just think that shit would slap, bro. I would take it. I know people will be like, well, how would that work? It will work. It will work, and it will look dope. And like I said, like I want somebody with that style, like Michael Cho and Anthony Marquez, like to like really be challenged to do some like Spider-Verse type looking shit. You know what I mean? Like they could do it, but with their style, like in their own little way. Like so, 100, I agree with that. But yeah, so moving on. So we said Flash. Okay, I gotta do it, guys, just because.
Wait, I never
Huh?
gave my.
For what? For Flash? I thought you did.
I
You
didn't
did?
give my artist.
Oh, what's your artist?
Well, look, so Jason Aaron,
Jason Aaron. Yep.
and then Jason Sean Alexander.
Damn.
I think Jason Sean Alexander would do it well because, if you've seen some of the running scenes in like Philadelphia, like Seesaw, like chasing and shit, like I think that would be cool. And he does like that multiple face thing. That's his signature thing. I think he can do something like with the Flash with that. So I think Jason would kill it on that. Both Jasons would kill it on that.
So
You know.
Jason and Jason. So Jason Aaron and Jason Sean Alexander on the Flash. Now that okay. Now that's pushing. That's
I've been thinking
pushing
about
Jason
this.
Sean because Jason Sean is more of a horror kind of guy. So I see what you're saying. But the lotto on Flash variants. And on that note, Black Spiders, I think that the lotto's I think it's Flash variant, Flash 750. That cover is fire. I actually got that signed by Delato. That cover is fire. So you got Jason Aaron, Jason Sean Alexander. I got Christopher Priest and Michael Cho for Flash. Okay. I want to go. Hold on, because we have some great suggestions here. But I want to do an easy one. Batman Dream Team, just because I want to see where everybody's head is at. Let's see if this makes sense. Let's see if we're gonna push the limits. We're gonna push the limits, or we're gonna like try to really maximize Gotham City. So who you got, Mark? Like, who would be your writer on Batman?
So this guy's probably gonna eventually do it. He's done Flash, he's done Green Lantern, he's done Aquaman, and so it would make sense if this guy jumps on a Batman. Jeremy Adams.
Oh,
He's
Jeremy Adams. Okay,
he's gonna
Jeremy
write
Adams.
he's gonna write every DC character, and he's gonna do a great job at it. So I think Jeremy he'd give a good Batman story, and I think he has one already in his head right now.
Well, I'm gonna say off the rip, Peter Tomasi. Peter Tomasi, like to me,
He's
he
proven though. He's proven to do a great Batman story though.
but he hasn't did Batman. See, you're saying a Batman story. I'm saying Batman. He has never did Batman. And doing Batman, that's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? Like that's like you pretty much you're like LeBron on the Lakers when you are writing Batman. You got DC on a stranglehold like LeBron on the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like when you do when you are writing Batman. Oh, let me see. Batman, Jason Aaron, Sam Keith. Damn. Woo!
Sam Keith would be cool, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What are we talking about? Bro, that's insane. And Jason Aaron, see these overlaps. You said Jason Aaron, he said Jason Aaron. So like now we're seeing who's the best writers, right? So everybody out there, Jason Aaron is a good writer, right?
Yeah.
Everybody out there read some Jason Aaron shit, So that's what this is about. We start seeing enough names, we start seeing who are the real players in the game, right? So Jason Aaron, his name put him now Sam Keith, that's a blast from the past, right? Like you don't see him often. You don't see him often, but I would love to see something like that. Now, I would personally probably have Sam Keith on the covers because like that book would take like 9 years to do if he did the pages. But I would buy it hands down. That's a no-brainer. So you said Jeremy Adams, and who would draw Jeremy Adams' story?
Jeremy Adams and Sanford Green.
and Sanford Green.
Yeah.
That is hard.
I think
That is hard.
If Sanford
Okay.
ever came to DC, you know.
Here we go. I get my shit is mad easy. My shit is mad easy. So this is Batman, right? And this is a crime. This is mainly for the artist. It's a crime this artist hasn't did Batman yet.
Yeah.
Because this dude's Batman is fire. Okay. But we're on the writer.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people said Jason Aaron. I'm gonna go with I thought about this, and then I'm really gonna have to say we haven't seen this before. That's the key.
Yeah.
Mark Waid on Batman. I haven't seen Mark Waid on Batman. I want to see it.
Wait. But you switched out Peter Tomasi?
Oh, I'm sorry. Peter Tomasi. I'm sorry. I forgot. Yeah, I'm tripping. I want to see Mark Waid on Batman, but I would rather see Peter Tomasi before that. I forgot about Peter Tomasi. So now I can talk about my artist now. My artist, Ken Lashley. Ken Lashley on Batman, bro. Enough said, dude. Have you seen this Batman?
No, I haven't.
Ken Lashley on Batman. Give this man Batman. Give him Batman. Give Ken Lashley Batman. And I'm talking about going against fucking, that's a good Rodney Barnes, Jason Shawn Alexander. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
But I would like to see Ken Lashley. Ken Lashley with and Peter Tomasi script. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. That would be, dude. Like, dude, Ken Lashley, like I can see him doing a sick ass Clayface, a sick ass Bane, a sick ass Batman, like I said before. Ra's al Ghul. He could do a lot of different things, but I would love to see Peter Tomasi with Ken Lashley on Batman. Not Detective Comics, not some miniseries, an arc on Batman proper, the Batman proper title, dude. Yeah. That's what I want. I keep knocking down my dang iPad right here to see what's cracking on IG. Shout out to all the cats that's in the chat on IG as well. Please hop over to YouTube and smash the like button on Sig Slayers Station because we're here at Stash Wars Live. We're talking about Batman Dream Team. Kevin Eastman. So Kevin Eastman Batman. So let us know a Batman and then your Dream Team. And then hold on. There was a title here that someone said that we have to talk about because it was
Daredevil Moon Knight.
Yes, Daredevil.
Yeah,
Daredevil. So right now, all right. So put in your Dream Team for Batman in the chat right now. So Batman and then your Dream Team. But then absolutely right. On the heels of, I haven't even seen Born Again yet. I'm still binging the Netflix Daredevil.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how it flows into the Disney one. But Daredevil Dream Team, guys. And this is something that we talked about too. So give us your Daredevil Dream Team and your Batman Dream Team. And what's funny, they're kind of street level. They're both street level characters. Now I got a Daredevil. Here we go. I'm going first. My Daredevil writer is Garth Ennis, baby.
Yeah.
Garth Ennis is my Daredevil writer. Who you got?
Rodney Barnes.
Rodney Barnes on Daredevil. Damn. Rodney Barnes on Daredevil would be kind of crazy, actually. That would be crazy. So yeah, I personally have Garth Ennis.
Yeah.
And then drawing Garth Ennis' script on Daredevil. It's the return
of who? Let's see.
Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
Garth Ennis and Bill Sienkiewicz. What? On Daredevil? And then, but wait, you got Bill Sienkiewicz doing the interiors,
Yeah.
right? And then it'll be the same cover artist for the whole story arc. One artist, no variants, no
Do you have
variant on this one either. And
do you have
my Daredevil story, there's no variants. There's only one cover. It's one
yeah, that's
cover because you got Bill Sienkiewicz, okay, and then David Mazzucchelli, cover artist.
yeah.
David Mazzucchelli, Garth Ennis, and Bill Sienkiewicz, man. That's a dream team right there. Oh my God. Dude, imagine Mazzucchelli doing Daredevil covers. Just anyway. Right now. 2025.
Yeah.
Imagine that. So I got Garth Ennis. You wrote that down. Garth Ennis for Daredevil.
Yeah.
Bill interiors. And Mazzucchelli covers. That's overload. That's overload. Dude, that's overload. That's like, dude, that's like going on any courts, just smashing everybody, dragging people up and down the court, dude. They're dragging people up and down the court. No one's fading that, man. No one's fading that. That will win, dude. They're fucking around and win Eisners. Like, how do you win an Eisner? Hey, somebody tell me in the chat, what's the recipe to winning an Eisner? Because, like, why is it that, like, none of the stuff that people actually like reading gets an Eisner? Like, what are we missing here? We're gonna talk about the Eisner Awards in July, but yeah, man, that's just a prelude, though. Like, what is the recipe of winning an Eisner? How do we know, like when we're reading some shit, we're like, yeah, man, this might fucking around and win an Eisner. Like, how do we know that, right? Like, because whenever I see things that are nominated for Eisners, I'm like, yo, what? Come again? Like, so I digress. Daredevil Dream Team, guys. What you guys got? Who you guys got on the Daredevil Dream Team? Let me check this out. Hashtag Stats Wars Live. Did you say yours, Mark?
No. Give me like another second because I have this guy for two titles, but I'm not sure if I want him for two titles though.
Oh, look at this. Ugh.
What's up? What is it?
Daredevil, Alan Moore, and Mobius.
Yeah, but see, like, does Alan Moore count? Because Alan Moore doesn't do
Bro, is he alive?
Yeah, but we said like
Alan Moore at any point. Okay, Alan Moore at any moment in his life can change his mind.
Yeah.
Right. And this is our fantasy. So it's a fantasy draft. You trying to insert reality in a fantasy, bro.
And so in fantasy drafts, you can get people like that aren't in the league anymore.
As long as they're alive, dude. In fantasy, yeah. In fantasy, yeah, they're in because he can write at any moment. You know what I mean? It's not like you need to do anything, other than get hired to write a comic book and want to be hired. Like he could want to be hired. He's done comics in the 2000s, but they were all like Avatar Press shit, things that he did, on his own that he owned. So like he personally chooses not to write comics today, but that doesn't mean can't drag his ass by his beard and be like, yo, man, in my fantasy, you're doing this. Daredevil story with Mobius. Come on. Why are you being a killjoy, Mark?
This guy I think he would do a better job at Daredevil. So and I'm telling you, I'm trying to get people that like that you haven't even seen like their art on that, but like, damn, I think it'd be good. So Rodney Barnes on Daredevil, and he even said during the interview, right? He said he's like, yeah, I'm prone to like characters like Batman, Daredevil, and like, so I think that's where that got in my mind. And then I think Alvaro Martinez Bueno would be good.
Oh, what?
On Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil.
So so like
you said with Rodney.
Yeah, with Rodney.
And
And Alvaro's stuff has been like more horror lately, and like it's been painted and like more detailed and stuff.
There it is, right there. Hey, Black Spiders, man. You don't know you just triggered me. You might fuck around and win the prize because you just triggered a rant in about 5 seconds. Okay, Daredevil, Riso, and Azarello.
Yeah.
As we know, Riso, former guest on the show, right?
Yeah.
And Brian Azarello are longtime collaborators. They're doing some shit right now, right?
Yeah.
Right? Ooh, Taco Shop. Here we go. James Williams on art. Story by J.M. DeMatteis. Superman. Okay. Okay. A Superman. Okay. That's a good. We were going to do Superman
Yeah.
next.
I think that's
James
great.
Williams on Superman. That would be wild, actually.
I like that. Something like I've never seen like J.H. Williams do Superman.
And
And,
he's like he's on another level with his shit too.
yeah.
So he could do all kind of stuff with Superman. James Williams third and J.M. DeMatteis. That's the right person too to draw Superman. I mean the right Superman. You know what I mean? That knows Superman. And then you got J.H. Williams the third with the visuals. That's crazy.
That's a good
That
team.
is crazy. That's crazy.
I think that's like one of the best pair-ups we've seen tonight.
That's a good one. So back to Azarello and Riso. They're doing something right now. What's called My Mother's Brother or something like?
The Blood Brothers' mother.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I never get that one. I never get that one right. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to see those two do nothing again. Okay, I want to see Riso do something with somebody else. Same thing with Capullo, with Snyder. I want to see him. I want to see Greg Capullo do something. And I haven't even mentioned his name, but tonight I'm going to mention his name with another writer. I would love to see him with. But we'll go there later. But my point is Azarello, Riso, like what's another one? Azarello and Libermejo. I need to see Libermejo with some other people, with Batman or with some, you know what I mean? Because like we need to like I feel like he's inundated with Azarello's voice with his work, and I just feel like he can go in other directions with his artwork. Like see what he's doing, like those Spider-Man covers and stuff like that. I still like we haven't seen the best Libermejo with Batman yet, even though he's probably sick of Batman. But yeah, stuff like that. Brian Azarello, Rizzo. I want to see Rizzo, but like, dude, I loved Rizzo with Jeff Johns on that small Flashpoint Beyond story. Like Rizzo with somebody else. I want to see some of those people with other types of Hall of Famers.
So he's on my list, but I think it'll be like we said that we're gonna give ourselves like our favorite title, right? And then we're gonna give like our team for that.
So but I could see though, but what Black Spiders is saying, I could definitely see Daredevil by Azarello and Riso. Like that can sell. Like that to me, that's probably one of the more realistic lineups of all of our suggestions. Right? Yeah. Like I could see that happening, like in our lifetime. This. I could see that. I could see this happen. I could see this happen. Daredevil with Brian Azarello, Riso. But I would want to see Riso do Daredevil with someone else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I want to see these artists that are kind of been paired with writers for a long time. I want to see them do things with other writers because as you mentioned, they might catch lightning in a bottle with someone else and give birth to a whole nother chapter in their career, So that's why I want to see that, especially with Greg Capullo. But so we Daredevil, I said, what did I say? You wrote it down?
Daredevil with Ennis, Sienkiewicz, and Mazzucchelli.
Woo-hoo! Golly, that's hard. I would buy that shit. That would make me want to go buy Marvel for sure. I would buy Marvel. That would be like that would be in my pool, like no problem, like none. Um,
We're gonna get to all the ones on our list, right?
Just say Alan Moore. Okay, what's another title on our list? I want to get to it.
JLA, because I want to say mine for that one. My picks for
Okay,
that
so
one.
give me 1 second. Let me get this banner. So JLA, so that's Justice League Dream Team, and we're gonna do an X-Men one too. We're gonna end with these two, but first, what's the JLA Dream Team? And I think this is important. This is a prime title on why we came up with this whole concept is because definitely Justice League needs some help. It hasn't been good in years, and it's possible. Like all of these titles, it's possible for them to be good. It's just, do they have the right combination of talent working on them, and what kind of constraints are the talent dealing with? You know, so JLA, Mark, go ahead.
So, can I get both on this one? Can I get both?
Go ahead and give me your reason why too.
So look at JLA with PKJ and DWJ with Johnson and Johnson, man. Philip Kennedy.
Man, you got to synthesize that for the people that don't know. You gave him a bunch of letters.
So Philip Kennedy Johnson on writing duties, and Daniel Warren Johnson on art duties. And I think Daniel would probably help with the plot a little. You know, he's a writer himself. But yes, PKJ man, Philip Kennedy Johnson, Daniel Warren Johnson, JLA man. I think that would break the comic stores, man. I think that'd break the internet.
Ooh, Space Case came back with a jumper. Batman Hickman, Day Warren Johnson. Woo! Yep, Philip Kennedy Johnson is legit. Taco Shop is saying. And then, hey, Black Spiders, you and Space Case have been cooking all night. So right now we're talking about Justice League, guys. Give us the Dream Team Justice League. Now you're talking about team books where like ensemble cast. You can feature any character in any story at any time, right? It doesn't have to be centered around Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman. You got the whole pretty much JLA vis-a-vis DCU at your disposal. And so repeat what you were saying about your squad.
So writer would be Phil Kennedy Johnson, and then artist Daniel Warren Johnson. So Daniel Warren killed it on his time during Transformers, and was kind of an ensemble cast. I think that he could do his own take on each one of the JLA members. Hopefully, I always like the original 7, you know. And then Philip Kennedy Johnson has his familiarity with both Batman and Superman, you know. So I think they'd kill it. They might do some space story or something, you know.
For me, I would have to go with. I was looking back. I was like looking back at like my graphic novels to see like, oh, who would I choose? So for JLA, right? So we're talking about writer, and you know, it's just like the Flash, right? Where you gotta have your knowledge about the DC.
Yeah,
you gotta know some of these B-list, C-list characters, and make them relevant, right? Give them some shine.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wants a reunion. He wants a reunion right here.
Yeah, I liked that run too. Yeah.
Yeah, and what we said, JLA hasn't been good in years, and Black Spiders. Well, I would say that JLA hasn't been good since this Jeff Johns run, consistently. And with that said,
well, Mark Waid's on.
Yeah, Mark Waid's on it now, and that's a good one. That's a good name, but I would want to go with, I hate to say it, but Grant Morrison. I want Grant Morrison on my JLA because he could he could make anybody important,
Yeah.
and he can also introduce concepts. Look at this guy right here.
Michael Hernandez.
I like that. I
Steve.
like that. He's like, walk on it. He's like, me and fucking Alex Ross, biatch.
Yes, that would
That's what
sell.
I'm talking about. He's like, man, shit.
Mighty Mike in the chat.
He's like, y'all better recognize. Y'all better recognize me and Alex Ross, motherfucker.
Yeah. Mike's name first, for sure.
Yep. Mic drop. Oh! It's like me, and Alex Ross. Oh! Right? So, JLA. All right, writer. This one's tough. This one's tough for me. But like I said, Grant Morrison, I want to see him back. I think he can introduce some concepts that DC can use from years to come. And that's what they need. Yeah. I want Grant Morrison back on JLA. And then my artist, right? My artist. And you're dealing with a team book. So you got to have an artist that's good with a lot of different characters and can act, can do the acting and the facial expressions and stuff. But I personally will want Greg Capullo with Grant Morrison. Yes. Because he's already, think about it. He's already been working with Grant Morrison Jr., right?
Yeah.
Or at least like an acolyte of Grant Morrison. Why not fuck with the real deal?
Yeah.
You're already playing with ideas that Grant Morrison was doing. The whole metal shit is based off loosely Grant Morrison stuff. Might as well work with the OG himself, right?
Do you think the art was kicking in Dark Knight's death metal or Dark Knight's metal? Or do you think that was because of the combination?
Say that one more time.
Do you think the art was kicking and was it hitting in Dark Knight's metal?
Yeah, I thought Greg Capullo held that story together.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for Greg Capullo, like that's what I'm saying. Like if they're gonna do a trilogy, they need to have Greg Capullo on it. And so with that said, these metal stories are de facto Justice League DC crossovers, right?
Yeah.
So and the first one was Batman centric, the second one is more Wonder Woman centric, right? So give Grant Morrison Greg Capullo, man, for sure. And then then you got two OGs together. Ooh, JLA, Miller and Otley. God damn. Here we go. Get Doug Mankey and Joshua Wilson. Hey, Taco Shop. This is Doug Mankey's animation channel. He ain't underrated here. He is the powerhouse of penciling over here in this joint. Please subscribe to our channel. Doug Mankey is a legend. And to me, pound for pound. See, the reason why I haven't said Doug's name is because Doug has did everything on DC. What hasn't Doug done? Like he did JLA, he did Superman, he did Batman, he did Detective Comics, he did Wildstorm shit. He did JLA, he did JLA, and he did Justice League with Jeff Johns. Dude, he did Superman, he did everything. So he's like, to me, he's cheat code. He's did metal one shots. So he's done everything that you could think of with DC. But here we go. I don't think Scott Sonic can do a team book. He's good. He's good on solos though. So I want to do a Marvel one now, right? X-Men, right? X-Men. Okay, so X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. Okay, so Uncanny X-Men. Who you got writing it? So hold on. Let me Uncanny Dream Team. Uncanny Dream Team. Let me know where the Marvel heads at. I heard I'm living in a Marvel world, So I gotta deal with it. So right now, educate us. who should be doing X-Men right now? Who should be? Like, if you had it your way and you can get any creative on Uncanny X-Men, who you put on there? Hold on, dude. Hold on. Frank Miller doing what?
Uncanny X-Men.
What on Uncanny X-Men?
Oh, like writing or drawing?
Hello.
Oh,
So writing it, drawing it, or doing it all,
I think Mike's saying all of it, man.
bruh. Dude, I would love to see like a double page spread of like Frank Miller doing like every X character.
Yeah,
they're all like a panoramic shot. I wonder how that come out. But
you got a choice yet?
Doing it all, he's saying doing it all. Okay, guys, I don't know, man. No, you asked me about Frank Miller. I don't know if I would pick Frank Miller on X-Men. Rick Remender, here we go. I like this. This is good. This is a well thought out answer. Basically, just give me the Black Science team from Image for X-Men. Damn. Cook Taco Shop.
Or Remender did a great job with his. He knows X-Men, man. He did a great job with his Uncanny X-Force run. Hey, you know,
Miller still got something. Of course, man. We still all got life in us. What are we talking about? We ain't saying he did. You know, he got X-Men. Ooh, what? What? This is crazy. Damn. Blast from the past and blast from the present. Yeah, I like that. So who'd you say, Mark?
I was gonna say Weezy did do that Jean Grey when we were at that signing, right? With Mark.
Yeah. Weezy is a former editor too, right? So yeah, she knows her shit.
So for X-Men though, yeah, I'm just give you both though, man. So
go ahead, man. Give me a team. Dream team, Uncanny Dream Team.
So I got Tim Sheridan. Tim Sheridan would do good because he did Titans Academy, and Alan Scott was like a heartfelt story and everything. And then I think we got to give this guy a chance to do X-Men. I think Don Aguilio would kill it. So he's been waiting to do X-Men, man. So I think they'd finally give him his chance, and I think he'd kill it.
Put in your hashtag Stash Wars Live to compete for a prize. Man, Black Spiders is Jeff Johns and Arthur Adams. Jaw, damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, I gotta keep that. I gotta keep that on. So you said Don Aguilio and who?
And Tim Sheridan.
Okay. And Tim has did team books before.
Yeah.
He's done team books. Okay, so you went. I don't know, man. But do you think that's gonna sell though? Like that's just. I guess that's your dream, but that's not gonna sell, man. Ain't nobody gonna buy that.
If I was gonna say something like, oh man, it's gonna sell, I would just throw Daniel Warren Johnson on everything. I'd throw Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Mignola. If you want something that's really gonna sell, he used to do covers for X-Men. He used to do covers for the classic X-Men titles. I think Mike Mignola doing interiors would probably kill Uncanny X-Men. And then let me think about a writer. I don't know, maybe Frank Miller, man. Maybe Frank Miller come back,
man,
right?
Yeah, cut it out, man. Chill, dude. Chill, bro.
Mignola.
Chill. Cut it out. Okay. Now, hold on. Taco Shop got a take here. Jeff Johns 11, but can he keep deadlines? Now, here's the thing, man. Like, I think that was a big like rumor. Like, you guys got to understand, like, when you working for the big two and stuff, you can't. They're not always in control of when things get released and stuff. But you got to think about this. Jeff Johns has been producing 3-4 comic books right now on time. Yeah. So if he didn't have if he had deadline issues, like something would have happened by now. And Geiger's been going straight, no delays. Red Coat's been going straight. And if you check out our interview with Jason Fabok he wants to do Rook Exodus in like a season type thing. So that's the reason why Rook Exodus is released the way it is. But if you look at you got High Street, no delays on that. So yeah, if he had put it this way, if he had issues with deadlines, we would have saw it already with the Ghost Machine shit. You know what I mean? And then yeah, so I'll just leave it there. But man, I don't think nothing can save the X-Men. Damn. Okay. Transformers versus X-Men. Okay. My Wonder West Care Bears is my dream book. Well, shit, for me, my dream book would be Reagan Raiders versus Predators. That's hilarious. Okay, so I did do my uncanny.
Yeah.
Right. So it's crazy because, like I said, like me, I would just want to see people that I haven't seen do a Marvel book that would make me want to pick up a Marvel book, if that makes sense. So I would start with my artist. I would want to see Ed McGuinness do Uncanny X-Men. So I would want Ed McGuinness on Uncanny X-Men, and writing Uncanny X-Men with Ed McGuinness. Ed McGuinness, damn, that would be crazy.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice, man.
I would have to say, what name would punch out? Jeff Johns with Ed McGuinness. Yes. Woo! That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
You said you weren't
Jeff Johns with Ed McGuinness. No, we haven't seen that. We haven't seen Jeff Johns on Uncanny X-Men, which he would murder. And Ed McGuinness with Jeff Johns? Are you kidding me? Put it this way, I would love to see Ed McGuinness on the Ghost Machine with Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
You know?
Have they ever worked together?
No, that's what I'm saying. That would be the perfect landing spot for both of them to do something that they never really done before. That would be crazy. So I got Ed McGuinness, Jeff Johns on Uncanny X-Men. Holler at that. Make sure you guys are putting in your hashtag StatsWorlds Live. Put them in there. Put them in there. Use your hashtags. The 3 Magnetos. Oh, he got jokes. The 3 Magnetos. Damn. That's hilarious though. Okay, Campbell on an X-Men variant. Yes. Okay, so this guy on the hot shot. Here we go. You're over here saying you want to do Frank Miller on everything, Mr. Hernandez Adame. Why don't you tell us your X-Men dream team and be serious? Be serious, because I think Jeff Johns and Ed McGuinness is a good team. See?
Yeah.
Taco Shop got bars.
And get creative, Mike.
Say it again.
I'm telling Mighty Mike, get creative, man. I don't want to hear something.
Okay, here we go.
Well, you put
here
something.
We go. Let's see if y'all can do this. Here we go. Incredible Hulk Dream Team. I already know mine. And we're going to end with this one.
I think you're thinking the same thing as me.
You probably. Let's see. Incredible Hulk Dream Team. Also, Jeremy Adams and Dan Mora for Uncanny X-Men. You're saying Michael Hernandez Adame. That's a good one.
That's hard.
That's not a bad one. Incredible Hulk Dream Team, guys. Who is your Incredible Hulk Dream Team? Mark, go. I think we're on the same page, at least with one of them. Go.
Yeah. So, man, this guy's been wanting to do Marvel for his whole life, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say a different title, but if we're gonna end it on this one, then yeah, it's the man for the job's Doug, man.
Doug Mankey on Incredible Hulk. We both share that.
Doug will kill it, man. I was gonna
Snyder and Jock on what? Make sure you guys put the title. Make sure you guys put the title with the creators, so we know who you're talking with. Because we're jumping around now. So make sure you put either the title and then the creators. And right now we're talking about Incredible Hulk. We both are saying Doug Mankey for Incredible Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Snyder and Jock for Hulk. Okay, so we heard Jock name twice for unjock-like projects. Someone had Jock for a Flash story.
Yeah.
And then now Michael here is saying Snyder and Jock for Incredible Hulk. Go Doug. He draws the perfect way for the Rage Beast. You're absolutely right, Taco Shop. But who is the writer, Mark?
So I'll take this one. I'll say Greg Wiseman.
Greg Wiseman.
I'll say
Destroyer Hulk. Robert Kirkman on the story with Daniel Warren Johnson on art. Woo! And who's this? Hulk? Who's that? Brian K. Vaughan and Delato?
Brian K. Vaughan and Delato. That'd be good.
Whoa! You know where I'm going. I'm bringing the
writer for your writer.
What's the Vertigo shit he did with Doug? Fuck. 7 Soldiers of Victory. I'm bringing Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
With Doug Mankey on Incredible Hulk, and it's going to win an Eisner.
Now that'd be cool because, well, Grant's no stranger to Marvel, but when he does come on Marvel, he does some good work, man. So he's done like Fantastic Four, X-Men, I think that'd be good.
Hey guys, give us a title. Give us a title. Give us a title that you guys want us to do a dream team to. Give us one suggestion. Give us a title. A title that needs to be resurrected. A title that should be prominent, but it just sucks right now or lackluster.
So you want me to give mine from my
Sure.
So if you've listened to the show, I've said like my top 3 are like Hellblazer, Hellboy, Sin City. For Hellblazer, I think Eduardo Risso would kill it. So him doing John Constantine. And then I think for writer, I think this guy pretty much fits into whatever he's put in. I think he'd give a good Hellblazer story. I think David Abalone would do a pretty good Hellblazer story.
Man, you coming with the off the beaten path. What am I saying? Who made Live by a Purple Card? Jim Starlin on story. Todd McFarlane. Ooh, Hulk Gamma Infinite. Oh, that's a shot. Hey, Edgerton needs a revival. Let's go. There it is. Edgerton. Jack
who's
Kirby,
the team? Who's the team?
Garth and Hulk Garth Ennis. Jeff Darrow. Damn.
Jeff Darrow would be cool. Ooh. Yeah, that'd be good. I think that's an interesting, cool take.
Black Spiders with the heat tonight. Edgerton needs a revival. So, guys, here we go.
Are they asking us?
Hold on. We asking them, the Demon Dream Team. So now we're talking about Kirby, guys. Now we're talking about Kirby, not Kirby on the Dream Team, but Kirby characters. Oops. Here we go. The Demon Dream Team, guys. The Demon. Ooh, Mark Spears on Mac Mignola on both. Wow.
Yeah. See, I'm telling you that's just like.
Ooh, Mike Mignola on the Demon.
That's a for sure.
Oh my God. Hey, dude. Hey, that's a wrap. Enough said. We need Mike Mignola to do the Demon. Like everything. Wow. That's really good. That's really good. Mike Mignola on the Demon. Bro. Hey, that's a mic drop. Hey, Taco Shop, you deserve a prize, man. You won a prize tonight. I'm gonna surprise you with the prize, though. It's gonna be dope. Hey, let everybody know how we do with the prizes. If you want a prize on this channel, tell Black Spider. Oh, not Black Spiders. Taco Shop. How we roll. You're getting a prize, man. That's this here. Like, I want to see this, dude. This should be a reality. Mike Mignola on the Demon. Damn. That's the story we didn't know we wanted to see until tonight. Like, that's crazy. That is absolute nuts. That is absolute nuts. So, guys, now's the time where you guys can call in right now. And don't be shy, man. Stop being, we all homies now. Hop on. They won't see you. They'll hear you. We've been talking good stuff tonight. There's the link right there. Click the link, guys, and join our live. And we're gonna talk about this. So if you join, we're gonna do one of these together right now. If you call, we want to discuss a dream team and Taco Shop, man. If you, I'd love for you to call right now. Call in, man. That was fire. Yeah, let's go. Let's get this going, man. This is a great discussion, like all night. Here is the link in the chat. Click that, and it'll be an audio call. And yeah, we want to put these dream teams together. Let us know how you feel about Mike Mignola doing the Demon. Oh, that was good. What about you, Mark? I mean, that was a good one, right?
Yeah, but if you could pair up Mike Mignola with a writer, what would you pair him up with? Who would work well with Mike Mignola's art?
On the Demon?
On the Demon, yeah.
I can't not unthink that, because that's such a great idea.
But I'm telling you, that's like I'm telling you, I think that's a winning card. I think that's just like playing a Joker, you know. I think that's like put Mike Mignola on anything, man, and he'd kill it, you know.
No, I would put, like, I would go, if I was to do it. Okay, I like the idea of Mike Mignola doing everything. So, like,
Yeah.
that's the number one. Oh, we got a Morrison Mignola. I would go because I would go with Mark Wade Mignola, because I would say if you know, it would be like him working with someone that he knows, that he's been knowing for a while. I think we'll get the best version.
Yeah.
And him and Mark Wade, I think that would be sick as fuck. Ooh, this is a good one too. Cullen Bunn, Demon, Alan Moore, and Greg Capullo. Somebody call in. Woo! Alan Moore and Greg Capullo on the Demon, though. I think I think this is obese right here too. That's an obese one right here. That's obese. That is obese.
I'm telling you, I think, have you ever seen those X-Men covers from Mignola?
I'm trying to think. Maybe not.
And
I've seen a lot of Mignola Marvel stuff, but I can't. It's not ringing a bell.
The only time I think he really did interiors for like an X book was like X-Force, and he did that with Liefeld. But I'm trying to think of a writer who he would do a good job with on X-Men.
We got 8 people in the chat. Use your hashtag Stats Wars Live. We're trying to get y'all to win some prizes tonight. Let's run the numbers up, and please smash the like button. If you hopped in and you like what you guys are seeing and what we're talking about, don't hesitate to smash the like button and subscribe to the Sig Slayers station. Just go ahead and do that. We're an up and coming channel, and we want people to see us that that like comics and like the things that we do here. Simon Bisley on the variant cover. Okay. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. And right now, we got one winner. So for sure, Taco Shop. Let me show you how you can get in touch with us. Because I like that. Like I can't not think of that. Yeah, it's just
left you speechless.
Yeah, man. There we go. So Stash Wars Comics on Instagram. So Taco Shop, man. Holler at us, man, and get your prize, man. Stash Wars Comics on Instagram. Ooh, Dr. Strange. Somebody call in. Somebody call in, man. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking like Rodney Barnes and maybe like Mignola. If
Rodney Barnes and Mignola would be crazy.
Imagine if Rodney,
that one. That's a good one, Tino.
But I already used Rodney.
Great one.
So
Silver Surfer. Okay, all right. So Space Case. Let's change the topic. Dream Team Silver Surfer. Dream Team Silver Surfer. Somebody call in. Let us know. We're on Dream Team Silver Surfer. I'm about to put that on the banner. Here we go. Silver Surfer.
Anything about that one? Okay, I think
that one's tough. But I got it. I got it for me. I got it for me though. Silver Surfer. You know who I want to see on Silver Surfer? Liam Sharp. I want to see Liam Sharp on Silver Surfer. And then with Liam Sharp, ooh, a writer I haven't mentioned yet. Liam Sharp and here we go. Liam Sharp and Greg Rucka. Ooh, Doctor Strange. Hickman Mobius. Silver, yes. Okay, so Taco Shop. So you still there? I just want you to know. Go ahead and holler at us here, please.
If I'm still trying to give love to the Sig Slayer veterans, the people who've been on the show, I think probably Jim Kruger would probably do a good job on that one. He's a big Kirby guy, and his work on like Earth X, and then I think mostly his work on Earth X would lend well to that, and then Brandon Graham.
Oh,
so his stuff's kind of like Mobius a little, but like his stuff's like
that could be, his, that art kind of reminds me of like Adventure Time. You know what I mean? Like that kind of like Cartoon Network type shit. But yeah, I can see that. Mike Choi with Jonathan Hickman.
Mike Choi. And see, I'm telling you that's another like trump card too. Like putting Hickman on a lot of stuff,
Okay. I don't think I've read anything Jonathan Hickman. Let me know on Instagram. Yes, on Instagram. Stash Wars Comics. Oh, I'm gonna do it right here. It was there a minute ago. Why can't I see it? I don't know where it went. Yeah, Stash Wars Comics on Instagram. Stash Wars Comics. It's on our YouTube channel. You'll see it there. So on our homepage, you'll see our Instagram. Well, actually, in this video, you'll see the Instagram too. So Stash Wars Comics is in all of our all of our videos. I just messed up my thing. All right, but yeah, man. Yeah, you're definitely gonna win a prize because like I can't get it out of my mind. That was a good one. That was a really really good one. Silver Surfer Dream Team. I said
Well,
Liam Sharp.
how about this? If you were gonna give a guy a book, I'm seeing these two guys behind me, and I want to think, what book would you give Yvonne
Yvonne Reese. Oh shit.
that he's never done? What
I
do you
think
think?
he would be. I think he would be good on Silver Surfer, to be honest, because he's did space shit before. He did Ran Thanagar War. He did Infinite Crisis, so he could do space. Oh, Green Lantern. Hello. So,
Yeah,
dude, he would be a kick-ass Silver Surfer. Actually,
yeah.
I would say Yvonne with
Don't say Jeff
with
Johnson.
no Moose Bauman colors, because like to me they've been like him and Yvonne and
You got
Danny Mickey on the inks. Danny Mickey on the inks.
you got a writer though.
On Silver Surfer with Yvonne. Um, ugh. Silver Surfer.
Because that's a good pick, man. Yeah, Yvonne would kill Silver Surfer. For
I
sure.
think he would too. Or I would say that no, Yvonne with Alice Sinclair on colors. Yvonne with Alice Sinclair on colors. The Gradient General, Alice Sinclair.
Yeah.
And then the writer, I'm drawing a blank, man. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. I would say I would like to see Rick Remender. I would like to see Rick Remender with Yvonne. I would pick that up with Alice Sinclair. Think about that. Remender, Reese, Sinclair. That's getting picked up, bro.
Yeah.
That's getting picked up.
I'm telling you, Remender is another trump card, man, because he doesn't do bad books. Like when you hear Remender, it's like
I got one Rick Remender book in my whole shit, and that's Seven to Eternity. That's it. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't have much.
Yeah.
And so, but I think that will be a good one. And working with somebody that's equal to his like expertise, but you know, in on the art side, I would do that.
What about Sean Gordon Murphy?
Yeah, Black Science. Oh, Sean Gordon Murphy. Okay, Sean Gordon Murphy, huh?
What series would you give him, and then what writer would you pair him up with?
Sean Gordon Murphy. To be honest with you, I would want Sean Gordon Murphy to do like an arc of Philadelphia. I want to see him do something that he's haven't done before. Like get out of the Batman, get out of that for a while.
Yeah.
And do something different, edgier, noirish. The things that he's doing with Batman, but go all the way with it. So obviously, and him and Rodney, I would love that. I would love to see Daniel Warren Johnson do something like that. Yeah. I think that would be dope. That would be dope. What about you?
I think he'd probably do something good with horror. So he's done Hellblazer before. He has like 2 issues, I think. But I think maybe like that, maybe the Demon. I think Rick Remender would be a good job. And then
are you bringing up the Demon, huh?
Rick Remender and no, not Rick Remender. Sean Gordon Murphy and
Sean Gordon Murphy.
And let me see. Sean Gordon Murphy and what writer would be a good writer? Tinian.
Sean Gordon Murphy?
With Tinian?
Okay. Oh, we got a call. There we go. Hold on. So tonight's troll, we got Mighty Mike and okay, Mighty Mike, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. So,
Yeah,
all right. So, thank you for calling number 1. All right, number 2. So let's just go ahead and dive in. So, what title would you suggest for a dream team. So let's just start there. Give
Wait,
us the title.
you cut out which one for a title?
Yeah, so we're doing a new one now. So what title would you want to do a dream team makeover with?
Oh, let's try Spider-Man. He's
So you came in later. So we did Spider-Man earlier. So okay,
oh
so since you're a Spider-Man guy, you're here and you called in. So we're not gonna shy away from it. So who would you pair up on Spider-Man? So we're talking about Amazing Spider-Man flagship.
yeah, Amazing Spider-Man. I said Jeremy Adams earlier, but I think Jeremy Adams would do a good job because he has that like
Yeah.
youthful demeanor. Artist is harder because I feel like every artist has worked on him. I wouldn't mind him. Here's a good DC guy you guys picked out that we could bring over to
Who do we pick for
Marvel.
Spider-Man? Oh, I forgot. You wrote it down, Mark, right? Like who do we pick for Spider-Man?
So I said, so keep that thought, Mike. So I said, Saber Perzada and Baltimore Rivas would be good for Spider-Man, and then Mike said Jeff Johns, John Byrne.
Oh shit, that's my shit sound hard.
I know. John Bird, huh? I haven't seen. What has he worked on though lately? I feel like he's like semi-retired.
That's my point. He's not dead, and that's the whole thing. He has to be alive. Okay, so some people mention Alan Moore, right? And Alan Moore is just good as cooked too, right? He ain't fucking with comics, but this is a fantasy world here. So we're dusting off John Byrne, and here's something that I also mentioned, Mike. The reason why I brought up John Byrne for Spider-Man. Because when people think of John Byrne, they think about, the X-Men stuff and the Superman stuff. But I brought up stuff he did last with DC in the 2000s. He did a demon story that was beautiful. He did an Atom story that was beautiful. So if you looked at John Byrne stuff in the mid-2000s from like 05 to 07, 08, John Byrne was cooking. So I would love to see him come out of retirement with Jeff Johns, and Jeff Johns knows how to work with that era. You know what I mean? So he's like cut from a different cloth. So I would love to see that. And we haven't seen Jeff Johns do Spider-Man. So I would love to see Jeff Johns, if he was to leave, or take a break from doing Ghost Machine and want to do something with the big two. I would want him to probably do something on the Marvel side to revitalize, a character on Marvel in the way that he did with DC, just to see. And John Byrne, oh my God, that would sell like hotcakes, dude. Like
Jeff Johns is a good choice, out there choice, and he might have already done this. But Grant Morrison, I wonder what he would do on Spider-Man. He'd make it like super, like have him do a symbiote art.
Yeah.
Spider-Man goes to space or something, like something crazy just out there. I'm curious.
Wait, Mike, who was the DC artist you were gonna say though? I wanted to hear that.
I got to be honest, man. You guys are the art people. Like, I feel like everyone I would say would be like antiquated or obvious.
No, we'll say it. Who's the DC artist that you're thinking about?
Okay, put me on the spot. Let me think.
Like this
Somebody I think is doing interesting stuff. I was going to tell you. This is very recent, but the guy who's doing Martian Manhunter, I've never seen him on a book before. He was my pick for Silver Surfer, but the new guy, I mean, he's really good. The Absolute Martian Manhunter is a crazy book.
I would like to see him on Flash too. I said Michael Cho for Flash, but I want to see Michael Cho.
Javier Rodriguez.
Yeah, I would want to see Michael Cho do some Javier Rodriguez type shit for the Flash. That I'm glad you brought that up, because when I think of Absolute Martian Manhunter, I think of like psychedelic Darwin Cook.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, psychedelic Darwin Cook. That's a good one. Yeah, I think he would be great for Silver Surfer. I just want Spider-Man to mix it up. I feel like it's been the same old, same old. So a crazy artist like that, a psychedelic Spider-Man, I'd be okay for like a limited run, like 6 issues. Just say screw it. Him and Grant Morrison together, why not, man? Let your freak flag fly,
Yes. Okay. So real quick, Taco Shop is asking, can we pick 3 people from our dream team? Man, you've been cooking all night. You won yourself a prize. Shoot away. Let us see what 3 people you would pick. And Mike mentioned Spider-Man. Okay, so since we did Spider-Man, before we let you go, Mike, we're going to do a new one, something that we haven't done tonight. So Stan Sakai on Spider-Man. They're out here cooking. So, Mike, give us a title first. Like, so we know you're a Spider-Man guy, but what other title would you want that you used to like, but it kind of fell off that you wanted to be good again?
Let me see. Any of the X-Men books, I agree, but we're talking about Uncanny, I get it. But any X-Men book post Krakoa era. But are we talking about DC and Marvel? Because I got here late.
Marvel, it could be IDW, it could be Turtles, it could be anything. Like all of comics. So it could be any title you want. Not just DC or Marvel.
Yeah, I do something like really obscure, like a decent Hawkgirl series or something. Like one of the ones that's going to be in the mirror, one of the ones going to be in DC or Hawkman. I do something just interesting with characters that haven't been. They just did a Hawkgirl series, but no offense to anybody, but I couldn't get into it. But I would like that because, or a good Mister Terrific post. Post Tom King's run, I wouldn't mind a good Mr. Terrific that's not like a Fantastic Four knockoff.
Okay, so let's talk about let's do. You said Hawk Girl, so you going off the beaten path, shit.
I feel like we should though. We should pick people that are just no one's touched them for a while. Let's bring them back.
Okay, so Hawk Girl, give us a writer and artist.
I want Kelly Thompson. I don't think she's worked on it yet. But I like her a lot on Wonder Woman. Absolutely Wonder Woman. She's on that, right? That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be good.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. And then, let me see. For an artist, I don't know. Who do you guys pick? I'll let you guys.
No, you got to pick, Mike.
I'd want somebody like, I know I say Alex Ross a lot, but.
So we're talking about Hawk Girl. You brought up Hawk Girl.
Right.
So we're going to roll with it. So hold on. Let me make a banner of that right now, so everyone knows what we're talking about. Because our caller, Mighty Mike here, he suggested Hawk Girl Dream Team, and so if you call in, you get to pick your dream team as well. But let's entertain this because that's the last title I would have thought of. But let's roll with it. So Hawk Girl. So you said Kelly Thompson, and then all right. So you said Kelly Thompson. What about you, Mark? Who would you pick to write Hawk Girl?
Damn, man. Hawk Girl's like a confusing because there's.
I got mine. I'm going Greg Rucka because I want Hawk Girl to be fierce, and Greg Rucka did a great job on Wonder Woman back in the day. Yeah. And I think he could do like an aggressive Thanagarian, kind of story.
I know you need to have it like a Game of Thrones type, like somebody that's going to go big or go home.
Yeah, to me, it has to be aggressive and visceral. Like it can't be it has to be something that none of the male B-list, C-list characters have. Like they can go all blood and guts, with Hawk Girl, and so.
I'd be okay with Jason Aaron too. I think he'll do a good job.
Okay, that's the fourth time somebody mentioned Jason Aaron.
Oh, really?
So guys, no, that's not a bad thing, Mike. Basically, what we're saying is, if a writer or artist gets mentioned multiple times, that's a key sign that you should be reading their work. Because
sorry, I just want to say Bug Wars. If you haven't picked that up, that's the vibe I'm talking about. It's basically Game of Thrones with a bunch of bugs in somebody's backyard. I think it's one of the best indie titles right now. It's on issue 3. If he did something like that for Thanagard, I'd be all over it. I would think that's one of the best books out there.
I can't think of a writer right now, but I already had the artist in mind. And I think you guys are on the same page as me. You guys said Jason Aaron for writer, but I want a whole new writer. But I'm gonna say Russell Dodderman. I think he does
for the artist.
For the artist. And then let me think of a writer, man. I can't think of anyone that would.
Russell Dodderman's a good choice.
What does Will Conrad do? Is that a writer or artist? I'm not familiar with Will Conrad.
I'm not sure either. I think. Is Will Conrad the guy on Ultimate Wolverine right now? I think that's what he's on. I think that's the book that he's on right now. What are you gonna say,
Mark? You said you want to see just a Hawk Girl and a bunch of dresses from Dodderman's run. That's his niche, right? Just draw girls in dresses.
He does a lot of women. He does women really well. But let me see.
For me,
Who'd
for
be a good
me, you know who I would want for Hot Girl? Cliff Chang. Cliff Chang. Greg Rucka, Cliff Chang on Hot
that,
Girl. That
you're
would
Yeah,
be
getting
Cliff
that
hard as
is
fuck.
good.
because his work on Wonder Woman, right?
Exactly. Both of
Yeah.
their work on Wonder Woman in different eras.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think that Greg Rucka is
I got
better writer than Azzarello, and so I would want to see Rucka with that. Okay, so
I got
Mike, Mike, thank you so much, man, for calling in. We got another caller,
Yeah,
and keep in the chat, bro.
yeah. I'm actually heading out. I just want to say you guys are doing amazing work out there. Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Okay. Take care.
Hey.
here. Wait, real quick. I got my writer, Peter J. Tomasi, man.
Okay, Peter J. Tomasi, Taco Shop is in the house. Thank you for calling in, man.
Hey, what's up?
All right, so number one, yeah, so we're definitely gonna get you a prize. I'm gonna get you a good one, man. Cause I'm like, yo, like you've been cooking all night, and so it's only right that you call in and contribute to this discussion in a formal way. So give us a new title, Taco Shop. Give us a new title for us to do a dream team on.
Are you familiar with Ambush Bug?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking like a trio of like Scotty Young, James Taco, and Trad Moore. I like the weird art styles they got, and I think they would kind of go off together, you know.
You said
See,
Scotty
hold on.
Young, Trad Moore, and who's the
James
other one?
Taco. Have you ever read the book Orc Stain? He does that book.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
That's a crazy style. If you just Google him, he got the real crazy.
But do you have a writer for that? Who's writing that?
I think Scotty Young would probably be lead writer on it.
Okay.
You know, I like his work on like what's I Hate Fairyland or whatever it's called.
Right. Yeah, when you said Scotty Young, I was like, wow, you are cooking tonight.
And I really like Ambush Bug, and I think they're silly. You know,
man. You know what's funny? Like back in the day, man, we're gonna be doing a San Diego Comic-Con 20-year anniversary in a few weeks, and we're building that show up because it'll be like 20 years since we've been going there. And one of the big experiences that don't really happen anymore is the DC panels with Dan DiDio and everybody. And people have their own reservations about Dan DiDio, but no one does a better panel than Dan DiDio. They should hire him. He should do panels for hire. He's the best. And people would always request ambush bug stories. And so a lot of the ambush bug that happened in the 2000 New 52 and the late 2000s and stuff.
52.
That is fan requested because they were spamming that dude every freaking convention. And then, so I forgot what year it was. And I'll remember. He announced that they were going to do an ambush bug story, and the whole freaking room went nuts. They went ape shit. And I'm like, dude, who the fuck is ambush bug? At that time, I'm like, they're going nuts. Oh, ambush bug.
Yeah, the only way I figured him out was from the New 52 on those little, I think with the backstories. Yeah. And that's
that era. That's what I'm saying. That era of ambush bug is all because and Captain Carrot too. They brought up Captain Carrot. I'm telling you, at these conventions, they would just harp on that shit. And then eventually they were like, yo, we got an ambush bug. And everybody went. I've never seen anything like it. Like fools blew their wig. Okay, so ambush bug. So say that again, Taco Shop. You said you had who were your artists again? And then I want Mark to go.
Scotty Young, Trad Moore, and James Taco.
Damn. All right, Mark. Ambush bug. I got mine.
Damn. I think my ambush bug would be action packed. So I think I'd have Yvonne. Yvonne would kill it, Yvonne.
Damn, you want some seriousness.
So I think that'd be like a serious it would I think Yvonne could do the expressions too and everything, and then And then who would be a good writer for that? You know, Jeff would kill it with Ivan. You know, but I want to see someone who he hasn't worked with. Maybe. Oh man, here, give me one of yours, Mike. What do you got?
Okay. So all right. So Dream Book. Money is no object. Money is no object. Yeah, money is no object. This is our fantasy. Mad Dog needs to reboot. Okay, so first off, my ambush bug, the writer is Judd Winnick. Okay, so I want Judd Winnick because he knows how to toe that line with humor and still, he's great. So I would do Judd Winnick. I would choose Judd Winnick, and then my artist. Okay, so I was mulling it over, and then I'm looking back, and I have to say, yeah, Yvonne, that is a good one. But for me, I would have to go with Anthony Marquez, man. Who did
he did the Bat Radio or the
the Batman Radio shit. Yeah, man, I would love him because he has that cartoony style, but it's very adventurous, and it's I just think it'll give like a retro feel to it. So yeah, man, that's a good one, man. Ambush book. Okay, so you still got to give us an artist, Mark, before we let Taco Shop go.
Writer. Let me say, damn, Tom King, man.
Let me boot. I gotta ban you, bro. Where's the ban button, bro? I'm banning you. All right, Taco Shop.
I really can't think of it.
Think about it. I'm about to ask Taco Shop another question because he's been cooking all night. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a separate question, but it's still related because we're really talking about the creme de la creme writers and artists of the game.
Right.
So if you had to pick let's keep it 3. 3 top writers, 3 top artists. Who are you throwing in there?
Of today?
Of today, yep.
My personal favorites. I really like Jorge Jimenez.
Woo!
I think he draws Superman maybe the best right now. I think he looks real sick when he does it, you know. I got into Justice League from Scott Snyder's run, and whenever he would ever draw like it really, really drew me in. I think you can't deny that Dan Moore is probably the most popular artist right now.
Yeah, and would you agree they have kind of similar styles too?
Yeah, I think the difference is it's like Dan Moore is more like flat traditional, while Jimenez gives a little bit more volume to things, though.
Okay, so you got Dan Mora, Jorge, and who's your third artist? Those are good, man.
Who's the guy who did the? Have you guys read Milk Wars? I know it's yeah. I really dug the way that he did it.
Was it Chris Burnham or was it It wasn't the guy that did All Star Superman, right? Who did All Star Superman?
Talking about Frank Quietly.
Frank Quietly. Is it Frank Quietly?
No. Their style similar, but it's probably Chris Burnham, not Frank Quietly.
I think it's Chris Burnham.
Yeah, I think that book looks great, and I think it's real good. Yeah.
I like Chris Burnham. Batman Incorporated and all that jazz.
If I had to pick my single favorite artist, though, it would be J.H. Williams III guy.
Okay, that dude's fire. Like he's the only guy to be changing the style mid story.
I think when they play with the borders, every page you just don't know exactly what's going on, but it looks cool,
It does, man. I think he's one of the best in the game. Okay, so 3 writers.
Mateus, I think that's my favorite writer.
Okay.
Right now. I don't know. He doesn't really write that frequently, but I think he's my favorite.
You said Mateus?
Yeah.
Mateus Santa. How do you say his last name? Santaluco?
I think it's JMD Mateus. I think.
No, you're talking about JMD Mateus. Yeah, from Just Thinking and Afterlife.
Yeah.
Talking about old school.
And I've been telling Mike that Fearful Symmetry is like the best Spider-Man story. That he needs to read that. Mike's not a fan of Spider-Man, and he needs to read that J.M. DeMatteis
All right, I'll read it. I'll read it. And it wasn't on my radar, but cats.
I'll
Okay,
get-
so
I'll get
JM
you
De
straight.
Mateus, or you got two more.
I'm gonna go probably Grant Morrison. I like the
Grant
words.
Morrison, that's my guy.
And then I'd probably also say PKJ. I think I loved
Oh,
working with
Philip
him.
Kennedy
I
Johnson. So
loved
I
working
see.
with
So
him.
he's somebody. We just interviewed him recently. Check that out if you haven't already. We just interviewed him, and I was just kind of just doing my research on him, and like I'm hyped to read his action comics.
Yeah, Superman and Hulk. I think they're both really cool.
Yeah, I'm super hyped. So you got Philip Kennedy Johnson, J.M. D. Mateus, and who's the other writer again?
Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison, obviously. Then you got Jorge Jimenez, Dan Mora,
Mm-hmm.
and what was and James Williams the third. Oh man, you are a gentleman and a scholar. That's great taste. Taco Master, man, thank you so much.
Yep.
Definitely hit us up on IG so I can know where to send your prize.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
Look,
Man, that's fantastic. I want to change topics on a high note. That was fantastic. We got some callers in, and so now we're gonna go on to the next part of the show. Okay, hold on. Where is this? That's one of the weeks. All right, I just wanted to get my thing. Okay, anyway, so we talked about Tim Sheridan. We talked about Eisner. Well, our first Eisner nominee of the year interview. We're gonna have Tim Sheridan next Thursday here on the Sig Slayers station. We're doing our Sig Slayers updates, guys. Be sure to smash the like button. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the Sig Slayers station. I mean, we got Todd McFarlane in a couple weeks. We got Marv Wolfman in a couple weeks. We got Tim Sheridan next week. You mentioned Russell Donnerman. We got Russell Donnerman coming up. So we got a killer slate of interviews every Thursday. Fabian Nicieza. So the creator of Deadpool, co-creator of Deadpool, is joining us. So yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel. But yeah, we got Tim Sheridan next Thursday, and then I'm back in the lab. So I'm going to be chopping up a fresh Doug Mankey animation on that'll be on Tuesday. So check the shorts, our Doug Mankey animated shorts. There's quite a bit in there, and they're the reason why our channel has been growing so much because of him. So yeah, check out if you guys like Doug Mankey. We got some more Doug Mankey animations. This is the official YouTube home of Doug Mankey Animations. And then we also mentioned where's it at? Oh, I messed up my. We also mentioned, I want to go here. Where's it at? There. David Barron is also a member of the channel. Mark, you just saw him last week, and got this dope ass Jim Chung, dude. What are you gonna say, Mark?
He was doing great work right there, man. I'm glad I got to watch that whole thing.
Yeah, this is fire, man. I'm actually jealous. Like, if I didn't actually have an actual jock of this, I would be kind of pissed. But this is great. But like the fact that I think I have the only sketch cover Jock did of Batman Who Laughs on the Batman Who Laughs cover.
You know what the other artist he had of this? He had another one of these. He had a Mike Grell.
He had a Mike Grell art piece of what?
Someone asked for a Mike Grell Batman Who Laughs. Ask David if he has a picture of that.
And he sold it?
I'm not sure if he sold it. I wasn't sure about the status of that.
And it was on a blank?
It was on a blank.
Wow. Yeah, so David Barron's on the channel. Check out the process. We have a new format of the process featuring David Barron. where it's an interview format, and now he's bringing pros to the table. So like now, we got interviews. We're interviewing from the fan experience. David's going to be interviewing pros from the pro experience. So you'll be getting pro tips from professionals in the comic book industry here once a month on the Sig Slayers station. And and we got weekly interviews. And yes, we'll be back here on Stash Wars Live next week. And I got to give you a preview, guys. We normally talk about comics every week, but since I think next Friday is the last Friday of the month, and we haven't talked about Star Wars yet, okay? And see, I don't do Revenge of the Fifth or May the Force be with you. I do This Is the May, okay? So the whole month of May is Star Wars over here. And so I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to do my This Is the May show, and I normally do one every year. I got Alex Sinclair when he first did Darth Vader. I've interviewed people that have done Star Wars stuff. But next week, however, we're going to talk about Andor, aka Bor, aka and Snore. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that next week. Andor, Bor, and Snore. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Andor next week. Okay, now a lot of people have been saying a lot of great things about Andor. You're probably not gonna hear great things about Andor next week. Okay, so we are going to cook Andor next week. Okay, just letting you know. So the last day of May is going to be, or last Friday of May is going to be our Star Wars episode, and we're going to give away Star Wars prizes. So next week, we're going to be giving away Inquisitors and Ahsoka #1s, all right, for our Star Wars This Is the May Stash Wars Live. So that's next week. We are going to cook Andor. I'm just letting you know. There's probably not going to be a lot of good things said about Andor next week. So be prepared, okay? I'm going to try to keep it as calm as possible. But I've had enough of this show. How did it even have a freaking second season? Okay. But we're going to get in that. So next week, and I'm a die-hard Star Wars fan, okay? So we're going to get into Andor next week. Bor, and Snore. Okay. So we're going to talk about all of those shows because there's Andor, there's Bor, and Snore. All right. And then next week, I'm back. Saturday, I'm back on Whatnot. If you want to know a great way to support this channel, because we're going to be all over. We're going to be coast to coast. We're going to be doing San Diego, New York, and a lot of other shows. We just talked about Comic-Con Revolution last week. A great way that you can support our channel is, hey, buy some of our books on eBay and Whatnot. And Whatnot, we got a bunch of signed books, man. So this is Sig Slayers. They all come with certificates of authenticity. No one Sig Slays like the Sig Slayers do. And all the Sig Slayers know what's up with the Sig Slayers, if you know what I mean. Okay? That made sense if you're in the know. And so all of our books we sell are 100% authentic. We are one of the few shows in all of comics that interview comic book talent on a weekly basis. 52 weeks of comic book interviews with the best in the game. We got Tim Sheridan next week. And then we got some Hall of Famers. We got the Todd Father coming up in June. In June. Our first episode in June is Todd McFarlane. Okay. So all of our stuff is 100% legit. Man, I sold a Batman Death in the Family set, triple sign on Whatnot 2 weeks ago. You talking about Mike Mignola, Jim Starlin, and Mike DiCarlo. The whole set. And two of them were newsstands. So whatnot, I'm doing deals, and what I like to do, I don't do auctions. We do name your price, man. Give me a price, and if I like it, boom, it's yours. Like fuck all that. You getting robbed on them auctions. You know what I mean? So like, hey, name a price you want it, and we're gonna have bangers. So I'm actually setting up my whatnot this weekend for next weekend. So it's gonna be heat, and I'm listing things that I have not been listed yet, and they're going to be hot. So you want to be on the whatnot next Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Okay. So, and I'll be there, man. And I'm gonna let the good times roll kind of guy on whatnot. So I'll be there, but I'll be on there for at least 3 hours. But if we're cooking, we're cooking. All right. And I will do a whatnot preview next Friday on Stash Wars Live. So we'll be doing whatnot previews on Saturdays. And if you want to make a deal, you want to pick it up before it goes on whatnot, you can pick it up before it goes on whatnot. So this is a great way to support us. I mean, because we're working hard, man, like pretty much 24/7, traveling all over. And so and the stuff that we're going to be doing this summer is going to be bananas. And so none of this stuff is free. So any way you guys can support us, super chats, memberships, anything. But the memberships, like I said before, what the members are going to get, they're going to get prizes that we're not going to be giving away on whatnot. I mean, on Stash Wars Live, and we'll be doing monthly giveaways. And I haven't set that up because, like I said, I just had a baby, but I will be setting up the membership stuff. And you wanna hop on the membership early because your probability of winning something each month will be high. Okay, so the first batch, the first generation of Sig Slayer members are going to get some fire sketches and stuff like that and SIGs. So yeah, you want to at least inquire about the Sig Slayer membership program because it's going to be dope. But if you want to support us and you like what we do, please consider pulling up on the whatnot and checking out the eBay. And I'll also be uploading another 100 or so listings on eBay this upcoming week. Nothing but bangers. So yeah, man. Mark, we talked about Comic-Con Revolution. We talked about Comic-Con preview next week, the Dallas Fan Expo, right?
Yeah.
We had a comic book fantasy draft. We had 2 callers today. Fantastic. And shout out to Taco Shop, our winner. And like if you participate and give good comments and stuff like that, we might just mess around and give you something just because we liked your contribution to tonight's show. So you're gonna get a sweet prize, Taco Shop. So definitely hit us up on IG. What was your highlight of the night, Mark?
I like that conversation about all-star artists. I think some people got creative with it. Some people, they're just like.
Hold on one second. I just want to shout out to some of the cats in IG that we can't see. Toilet Murder in the house. The best name, the best handle is Toilet Murder. And then thank you, Cosmic Angel Soul. Thank you for congratulating me. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Mark. Highlight you saying you're in the conversation.
So some people gave some out there, some unique answers, and some people just dropped the usual suspects. Just throw Alan Moore on anything and he'll kill it. So,
which to me is false. I think Alan Moore does better with certain type of stories, not everything. He's not a one size fit all.
But there's some golden passes. Some of the names. Sean Gordon Murphy will kill on anything. Daniel Warren Johnson will kill on anything. But some people came up with some creative teams. But I like the conversation. We might bring something back like that to the show.
Oh yeah, but I'll tell you next week. I'll tell you next week we're going to be cooking Andor. I'm just letting y'all know we are cooking.
I'll binge it. and I'll see what's up.
Binge it. Watch it. Watch Andor, guys, because I want your opinion. Am I being too critical? Am I being too critical? That's going to be the question, because I got a laundry list of grievances that y'all gonna call me General Grievance, okay? Because I'm about to go in on Andor, man. And I don't get the hoopla. So we're gonna get on that. My highlight of the night, yes, was definitely when we start getting into the fantasy draft and some of the suggestions. I'm just gonna go to the comments and highlight some really awesome comments. This one here, I'd be interested in Frank Miller on the X book. I thought that was hilariously ridiculous.
He's been on the
This
X.
one here, yeah, him and Alex Ross, bro. Like, this dude, balls the size of skyscrapers. This guy. Okay. Then JLA, you have to, doing that again. So we had some very cool suggestions that I thought. But then this here, I thought this was the comment of the night. If I could find it.
You just still dropped?
Yes, man. Mike Mignola on both. Just let him go, right? We're talking about Mike Mignola on the Demon. Like that to me, that made my night, because if I see Mike Mignola, not if, when. Now, Stan's the guy on Spider-Man. That's unique. I wonder how, what they would do with that. That was a unique one. So I really think we're going to do more shows like this where we kind of Frankenstein things, not just creative teams, but Frankenstein concepts.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about that during our planning meetings, and we're going to talk about that with the Stash fam here on Stash Wars Live. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that like button. Just click it. It really helps us out. We want all the comic book heads to know what's up with us. And if you see us at a convention near you, be sure to holler at us and show us what you about to get signed. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. Show us what you want to get signed. If you want to show us things you got signed, be sure to reach us. I'm going to put this out here. Be sure to holler at us on Instagram, Stash Wars Live. You can send photos of signed comics, man, that you want to be featured on Stash Fan Pick of the Week. Hit us up on Stash Wars Comics on IG, and we definitely are interested. I'm curating some stuff. There was a David Mazzucchelli signing. You're going to see some pictures of David Mazzucchelli next week. You're going to see some pictures from Spain and video from Spain next week of Bruno Redondo and other European artists. So Stash Wars Live is going to be lit next week, and then we will ultimately culminate with Andor getting cooked, man. I'm just telling y'all right now, Andor is getting cooked. I like Andor. Yeah. Yeah, man. And I had nothing to do but watch TV. And I don't even watch TV like that. So I was like, okay, I'm about to just dive in and just get all into Andor, dude. So I got some steam to blow on that. But without further ado, guys, we're going to sign off. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back here next week with our Star Wars. This is the May celebration. We'll be talking about Andor, and Bor, and Snore. I'm Mike the Sig Slayer, speaking for Mark the Honorable Villain. We are out. Peace.